I'm Tyler Danberg. For the first time in 11 years, Ohio State football enters the year atop the AP Top 25. With Oregon following at 2, it's the first time the Big Ten has claimed the top 2 spots in the preseason poll since 1961. Georgia comes in at 3, then Notre Dame at 4, and Texas at 5. Today in Austin, Longhorns star left tackle Trevor Goosby was reportedly diagnosed with a bone bruise on his left knee. His timetable is to be determined. His Longhorns host the Buckeyes at 7:30 on September 12th. From the NFL, Jets running back Breece Hall will miss 2 to 3 weeks with a groin strain. He'll be ready for the September 13th opener at the Titans. And in Major League Baseball, Reds host the Cardinals while the Guardians welcome the Giants, both at 6:40. This update brought to you by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. Tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, back at it. Glad you guys are along for the ride for the next 3 hours. A little 3-hour tour. A little lazy river this thing. Everybody into the raft. Here we go. Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. Boys, good to see you.
What up, what up? I got my floaties on. I'm ready to kick it in this lazy river that you're talking about. That sounds like a good time. And, yeah, it's so I'm good, man. How about you? It's good to be back at the crib.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah.
TLC's back in the fold, so that's good. We had his boyfriend on yesterday. He missed him, so he's upset about that. But Brady Quinn was not in studio. Yeah. We didn't do that to you.
I know. I had to check the YouTube when I got in today just to make sure that he wasn't in. Well, first of all, I didn't even know that you guys weren't in studio yesterday.
We were out, and when we did Adam's Kingdom, he was actually in here, sitting right here.
Just yelling at us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to everybody at Medallion. That was great. Hospitality was awesome. I know the golf part was rough. I mean, we've been up against it with this rain. It's been ridiculous. So I felt bad for everybody that was out there trying to do their thing on the course, but it seemed like it was a good vibe. So thanks to everybody for hosting us yesterday.
Raised a lot of money. That's what it's for. All these charity events that are outdoors, any outdoor events, unpredictable anyway. And I got such a dose of perspective yesterday because, my outing for the shelter is Monday, and you start thinking you're really in tune to the weather. When you run a golf outing, you're like looking at weather a month ahead of time. It's so stupid.
And folks, he's not lying because during commercial breaks weeks ago, Matty, looking at this is a little worried. This was like 3 weeks ago.
Well, I used to look at it like a month in advance, grab a farmer's almanac, see what they're saying.
They still cooking those up?
I assume so.
Oh,
they have to have
that as a kid.
I assume that it's based on seasonal historic averages, but they must have a little bit of insider information.
Are we still printing those in the Guinness, the Guinness World Record book? Are those things still available? Like print stuff anymore? Everything's
in a hard copy?
Yeah. I wonder if I can go to Barnes & Noble and find that. Sorry to get you off track there, but when you said Farmer's Almanac, I remember as a kid just flipping through those.
Well, they just released their winter forecast. Okay.
So
now, the problem is once you release it and you put it into a hard copy, there's no adjustments.
Facts.
You can't let halftime adjust. Like in mid-November, you can't just say, hey, listen, we saw the defense, we saw the offense, we know how to adjust. Like it's late August when the tomatoes are in season and the peaches are ripe and the beaches and the lakes are taking over. But the folks at the Farmer's Almanac want you to be ready for winter.
Okay.
They did release it, so your question is a good one at the press conference. Do you still put it out? They do.
Okay, and as we all know,
the culprit is, and the Southerners should get ready to be a ride at Wet and Wild. Line up. The culprit is this strengthening El Nino weather system that is expected to produce wetter than normal conditions. Thank you very much. We're experiencing that now. The Anthony Rothman, Ohio 3 seasons, cold, wet, and hot.
There you go.
Across much of the southern U.S., an active storm band may extend from southern Cali all the way through Texas, across the Gulf Coast and much of the southeast. Well, at least we're safe from that. Anyone in those areas should keep an eye out for frequent storm systems, rain, and mud. Hey, you know the old saying, you can't deal with the mud, don't pray for rain. And occasional cold air. People living in the higher elevations. That sounds great, by the way. I like to live in the higher elevations. But I think I can handle it. breathing might be a little bit of an issue. I think I could do it. Like in the Smoky Mountains, or I talked to Bobby in the Appalachians.
What's that do for your golf game? In that type of altitude?
Ball go
Flying?
far. Ball go far.
Yeah.
It may feel the impact of El Nino. The bottom line of this report, from what I can tell, is keep the snow shovel, rain boots, and everything else handy.
Okay.
It says this winter you'll need all three. You think?
Thanks.
What's different about that? The Almanac has been predicting weather since 1818. It's the longest running weather forecaster in North America that's never been fired.
Okay, I'm glad they're still cooking, man. That makes me feel
wetter
good.
than normal winter, I think, is the bottom line.
Wetter than normal winter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wetter than normal winter. Okay.
A lot of precip.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was watching the weather, and I'm like, about 8-9 years ago when I first started the outing, I used to be like, oh, it's going to be 103. And it was. It honestly was. I'm like, this is going to suck. 103 degrees. And then it turned into, everything was bone dry and everything's brown. You couldn't water the course enough. And then last few years, we've had pretty wet August. But I was watching the news last night, and I'm like, shut up about the cart paths only. There are people losing their homes. They're like, I looked at the state of Indiana is underwater.
That's nasty.
Like bridges collapsing.
Correct.
Like it's like
That's
enough
champagne problems.
Yeah, enough with the cart paths only.
Correct.
I've got to go get my ball. It's all the way over there.
You'll be all right.
Yeah,
You'll be all right.
Be just fine. I saw this from. Well, let me lay out the show for you today. So we will have Tyvis Powell on. We'll do Tuesdays with Tyvis at 1:30. Full disclosure, he wanted to come on with us yesterday, and we said, we don't need you.
Yeah, he was doing a whole meet and greet with the people that were out there.
He's like, I'm ready.
And he was taking pictures with the folks. And then when he came in to talk to us, he was drenched in sweat. So I don't know.
Was it rain or sweat?
I don't think it was raining at that point.
Sweat.
I think it was just sweat. So I don't know what was happening there. But yeah, T was out there doing his thing. Yeah, we got a lot to talk to him about because we reacted yesterday to the first preseason game. Can't wait to pick his brain on what he thought of Deshaun, Shador, the whole game plan and the quarterback situation. And yeah, as we inch closer to their second preseason game against the Bills this week.
Yeah. He was the CNC Music Factory.
He really was.
Come on, everybody, let's sweat. Gonna make you sweat. All right, so we'll have him on at 1:30 since we bumped him yesterday. Ian Fitzsimmons, we bumped as well. Mm-hmm. We had to give vouchers to 2 people to fly today.
Had the former Buckeye Ryan Miller stopped by. Yeah. Reed Fragel stopped by yesterday.
We bumped Fitzy.
A couple former Buckeyes.
Yeah,
you get bumped, Fitzy. We
gave him a hotel stay and a free voucher to fly tomorrow.
Well, no, it was great. If you missed those interviews with Reed Fragel and Ryan Miller, go check out our podcast. You can catch up on that wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Rothman Ice. And yeah, it was cool, man, to hear Reed talk about the offensive line, what he thought about that unit going into the season. Ryan told some great stories and perspective as well of what he thinks about the year as well. So yeah, tap into those interviews and hear what some former Buckeyes think about the 26th season.
The other interesting part, and I'll ask Tyvis about this as well at 1:30, is on the moving of the senior day stuff to the opening day and not having that distraction. My theory on that yesterday was that game is the most emotional game on the calendar, and to add a layer of emotion that has nothing to do with the game, that removing that and putting the blinders on for the game might be a very smart thing to do, and not adding because I think Ryan was telling us like teammates were like crying, like when Rob Kelly was crying before there's no crying in football, especially the game. So they're removing that. So we'll ask Tyvis about it.
It makes sense to me. Like it really does with everything that you just said and what Ryan was unpacking yesterday. You want that day from the time you wake up as a player and a coach to just be about those 4 quarters against that team. And so I understand this. This is them picking on the ramp-up game. That's what it is. Picking on Ball State. Because these are the subtle messages that happen when you make a decision like this, right?
Where can we do this where it'll make sense?
Exactly. Like Akron, hey, we want fans to call plays for the opening drive. What game can we do? Let's do Robert Morris. So for Coach Day and the Buckeyes, look, it's a little shot at Ball State, but what are they going to do about it? Nothing. Coming here and take an L and take their money and go home. But I like this plan. It makes sense. That way everybody on Michigan Day can just be clear-minded about the task at hand and try to take out your rival.
I'm here to tell you, though, still, if someone stepped up and called Ross and said, I've got this amount of money, I want to call the scripted first few plays. I want to be able to call them.
Coach Day's not having it.
I'm just saying there'd be a conversation. There is a number. There's a number that can get that done.
To where there has to be a conversation.
I
think
in this day and age.
My gut's telling me that Ross would take that to Ryan. Like, hey, we got a monster number from a Buckeye fan. What do you think of this? I think he would be like, I appreciate it. I don't want this. I don't want this in the atmosphere.
Not even against Ball State?
No. No, I don't think so, because I don't think Ohio State needs that the way Akron probably does.
The other thing about the Ohio State fan is you could probably negotiate with that fan and say, all right, in lieu of calling plays or calling the scripted first drive, can we interest you in being on the headset?
Okay, so funny you mentioned
in the booth,
because I was literally just thinking to myself,
like, what would I want to do? Where you can listen in to it. Then we'll Men in Black zap you afterward, so you can't get any of the lingo and all the conversation. They'll have to let all the coaching staffs know, hey, we've got random pay-as-you-go fan on the headset, so for the first 5 minutes, let's not let the expletives fly.
Isn't that full NDA? That's got to be full NDA, because I love that idea. That's what I would want to do. Put me in the back row in that room. I don't need to be up front, close to the glass or anything. Well, I'm saying to hear the plays. I would want to do that with the coordinators if they're going to be up there, to hear and feel that process, because I'm sure the energy has to be crazy in there. The anxiety has to be pretty high. So that's what I would want to do. I think Coach Day would be more open to that.
An in-game experience of some kind.
Somebody having their fingerprints on the actual game on the field.
We'll let you run out and get the tee. Somersault back if you can make it. All right, we're just getting going, and we'll get after it. We'll stay with college football. Maddie, Uncle Heisman wants you.
Okay.
Explain that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the highest-rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
At 614's 2026 Columbus Awards, High Bank took home honors for best cocktails, gastropub, happy hour, and overall bar and more. Whether it's date night, brunch, happy hour, dinner with the family, High Bank has something for everyone. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Hey Central Ohio, Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and we buy houses for cash. If you've got a house you need to sell, this is your season. Inherited, behind on payments, just over it? Whatever brought you here, we can help. We buy as is, we cover all closing costs, and there are zero commissions, period. Just a fair cash offer and you choose your closing date. People are making moves right now, and we make it simple to be one of them. One call is all it takes. We'll get you a fair cash offer, fast, no pressure, no obligation. Hundreds of your neighbors have already sold the easy way, and we've got 5-star reviews and BBB A+ rating to back it up. Leave the stress and mess to us. We're based right here in Columbus, and we're ready when you are. Call us at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, family-owned. Call 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355.
This is Gordon Miller from Miller Lending, your original home of the no-cost loan. When it comes time to buy or refinance your home, there's 3 basic rules you need to know. Rule number 1, never ask your lender if they need to call your employer to make sure you still work there. Quitting the week of closing was not cool, Bob. Number 2, never call from jail and say you're going to be running a little late for closing. Again, not cool, Bob. And finally, the one thing Bob did right, never ever pay closing costs. What banks won't tell you is that paying closing costs creates an 8-year break even, yet the average loan lasts only 4. It's similar to buying life insurance at age 108. The math simply doesn't math. At Miller Lending, we solved that problem 39 years ago. By waiving all the fees, we completely eliminated the break even, so you will immediately realize savings. So why wait? Pick up the phone and call Miller Lending today, 877-9-NO-COST, or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender and MLS number 250-2146.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too, at My Computer Career. They'll help me get the skills and certifications that can get me noticed by top employers in months, not years. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
What defines Ohio? A place that dares to go first and never looks back. There's no slowing us down. At Jobs Ohio, our mission is clear. Strengthen job opportunities and empower Ohio's workforce. Another reason why Ohio is now ranked the #1 state for business by CNBC. This is what unstoppable feels like. We did it together, Ohio. Our time is now. See Ohio's momentum at jobsohio.com/Ohio's time.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We have a rain-free afternoon ahead of us. That's a nice thing to hear. Less humid, mostly sunny skies, highs around 81. Overnight, mostly clear skies, lows of 64. Clouds gradually increase once again for your Wednesday. There's a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms developing, mainly later in the day, with highs around 80. For The Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. The perfect ratio of sports talk, dogs, pro wrestling, and gambling advice.
It's science.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, so I think we've talked about this before. The Heisman voting is very diverse in that there are hundreds and hundreds of voters, and it's not people who generally cover the sport on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. It's people who are in the media, whether producing or hosting or writing. Like it's a kind of a regional thing.
TLC's got one? TLC, as a producer, you got a Heisman vote yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He would need to contact the regional person to see if he's worthy of it.
If he had one right now, it would be CJ Carr done.
I'd take it seriously. Unlike,
well, maybe he would be.
Heisman
maybe
voters.
He would be worthy. You don't know. I mean, you can't. This is going to turn into a popularity thing. This little piece of this, what I'm going to tell you, this is going to be an absolute popularity contest, and that's okay because it's only worth one. If there were only 100 votes or something, then it'd be like, okay, this is stupid. But since there are so many people voting outside of the former winners. So there's a new Heisman fan voting platform. Now, I will tell you that they used to do this with Nissan. There was a fan vote. This was won by a Texas Tech linebacker last year. Ashton Genty won the fan vote in 24. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Those had zero implication on the actual Heisman. It was nothing. It was just a fake out. It was just how you could kind of vote and feel like you're involved, but you're really not. So there's a new Heisman vote platform called Heisman Hopefuls that will produce a ballot that actually counts toward the final vote. So fans will be able to vote for the players they believe are the best in the college football throughout the season. The fan vote will be revealed, of course, on ESPN during conference championship weekend that still does exist. The players with the most votes ranking first, second, and third will be logged in as the first official Heisman ballot. All right.
So this is cute. That's what this
Probably
is.
A good word. It's a fun little idea that opens up early on to first week of college football.
All it is, fan engagement, however you can get it. You'll take it. So the platform, I guess, is going to feature official player data. So sounds like your regular stats that we're all kind of used to looking at, and also our regularly updated EA Sports college football player ratings as well. And so I'm sure the kids all love getting into that. And so, yeah, as long as this didn't have a massive impact on the voting, I have no issue with it. And you're right.
Ashton Genty is taking I won the fan vote that didn't count.
Exactly.
I got snubbed for the real thing.
Correct. This is a fun, lighthearted thing that's not going to matter too much, and I think that's the way it should be. And so you're going to have massive programs that have massive followings and fan bases supporting their guy, and I'm interested to see what that looks like. But you're right, it's going to be so biased in the way it was when in Major League Baseball fans had their ability to vote in their guys, and you could have 5-6 guys from one team starting in the All-Star game just because their fan base was so strong and adamant about getting their guys in. So this may have a similar feel to it, but as long as it's not truly impacting the entire view of the Heisman voting situation, I can't really have any beef with it.
There's I think almost 900 people that vote for the Heisman, and that doesn't even include the former winners.
Yeah.
So, and then there's going to be one overall fan vote. I don't even know how new this really is. I mean, the voters choose 3 people. And the first choice vote gets 3 points, second gets 2, third gets 1. And I wasn't great at math, but the player with the most points then gets the trophy.
There you go. The leader in the clubhouse right now, according to Vegas, for the 2026 Heisman Trophy is TLC's boy, CJ Carr.
Well, he's already voted for him, apparently.
At plus 700.
My ballot's already in.
Nothing but quarterbacks. Top guys, according to Vegas right now. Arch Manning at plus 800. Darian Minta, Miami's quarterback, at plus 1,000. Dante Moore, 1,200. Julian Sam, plus 1,300, along with Trinidad Chambliss.
So I'm not taking anything away from C.J. Carr. I think he's a really good player, and I think he will be. I think this has a lot to do with, because this is betting, and I think this has a lot to do with his schedule.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a statistically great year, which is a lot of it. I'm not telling you he'll be the best player. That's subjective. But I don't think we'll be able to go back and look at his stats and say he shouldn't have been involved. I mean, he should be. I mean, he threw for almost 3,000, 24 touchdowns, 6 picks. I'm looking at his stats from last year. He was 67%. He threw at least 1 touchdown at all 12 of his starts. He's going to be, I mean, we mentioned this yesterday, without Love and Price in your backfield, a lot goes on him.
Brady mentioned to us yesterday that, he's looking at an offense to where they're probably going to open it up, or he thinks that they may open it up this year. When you lose 2 first-round running backs the way that they did, there has to be some type of drop-off. Maybe it's not going to be much, but when you have a quarterback that had the touchdown to interception ratio that you mentioned from a year ago, 24-6, you believe probably, if you're Marcus Freeman and the offensive staff, that, he's going to be ready in year 2 to handle an offense that maybe more caters towards the pass catchers than the run game. I always think down in the trenches they're going to be good. Notre Dame, we've done that for a long time, but maybe it just doesn't have the bite or the home run hitting ability that they had last year. Because I think when you have a young quarterback, to have the run game that they have, but also Jeremiah Love and Price that could score in the blink of an eye, then you're in a situation as a play caller to where you're like, I don't need to put much on his plate right now. This year, I think it's coming for CJ Carr, and I think you bring up a good point, man. Like, the schedule, it's especially early. Like, he can set the tone, I think, early for himself. And I think that's big, too. If you want to be a real Heisman candidate, is to have those first 3 to 4 weeks really clean and the numbers be pretty eye-popping.
The other part of this would be winning a signature game, even if you win it ugly. Now, eventually, your stats could come back and bite you if you don't have massive stats. You got to get involved in that. It can't just be, I'm the quarterback of the undefeated #1 team in America. Like, you have to have stats. I don't think you can get out of that. The other thing that you have to have, like if the winner of the Ohio State-Texas game, let's just go on the premise it won't be 14-7 again.
Right.
So there'll be some points in that game maybe. And so Julian or Arch will be launched because of the game they just won. They may not equal the stats that Carr's going to have maybe in the first 3 weeks.
Right.
But when you win a game against that type of an opponent, you're right there. The other thing you need, I think, to win the Heisman as a quarterback, you got to be dual threat somewhat. Unless you're just a throwing machine. I think, because I think if you're a guy like the kid at Washington, like Damon Williams, like when
Kyler Murray Jr.?
Yes, when you have a lot of rushing yards or rushing touchdowns, that helps.
Like Jane Daniels last year at LSU, monster rushing numbers to go along with some really elite passing numbers as well. I think the one quarterback that may have a chance to do what you're talking about,
Bryce Underwood.
Seems like he's far off, but
no, he's one-dimensional, but it's running. He can't throw. Eric Weddle.
Trinidad Chambliss, maybe. Just off the top of my head.
Got to be up there.
I would think. I got to go look back at his rushing stats from last year. But where was he with that? Because I think that's the guy that can get to what you're talking about and have both. So he was 22-3 through the air last year, 527 yards on the ground and 8 touchdowns. So that may be the guy that you're identifying right there is Trinidad Chambliss.
One thing that Julian's saying may have going for him outside, he has Jeremiah Smith, which is good and bad when it comes to it's great when it comes to stats and victories and all that, but maybe some voters not around here might hold that against him that he has the best player in the country to throw to. But he doesn't have, like, the defense should be really good. Will they be as good as last year? Maybe they will score more points even than because they'll have to. And so we'll see how much he has to carry the offense. I saw Bo Jackson was named preseason Doak Walker already today. So, I mean, there's only been like 5 freshmen at Ohio State to ever go over 1,000 yards. And he was one of 3 in the nation to do it last year. So he's got him and Jeremiah Smith. So he's on that list. Bo Jackson is.
You asked about like the pocket passing quarterbacks versus the dual threat guys. In my mind, since you brought up Devonta Smith, my mind went to Mac Jones in that year because he wasn't doing any rushing back in 2020. So in 2020, when Mac Jones was in the mix for the Heisman, he had 14 rushing yards on the season. However, through the air, it was 4,500 passing yards right on the nose and 41 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions. So that's probably the numbers in that territory if you're going to be just a true pocket passing quarterback. And there's a few of those this year, right? When you look around college football, we'll see if Dante Moore is going to be doing more of that. But Julian, we'll see if he's going to do that. We know Arch is going to have that in his bag, but I think Julian, Dante, CJ Carr, Darian Mensah, these guys, I think, have a level up coming with their athleticism and how they can hurt defenses. If they can do that, then, the numbers for those guys are probably going to be silly good.
Yeah, Carr's a little bit overvalued. I remember last year at some point, Mendoza, even when he was doing well, it was like 30-1. Like you were still getting major value on him. And then the Big Ten championship game, everyone said that was for the Heisman. I always called that foolish because it's an individual award. It doesn't mean just because your team won that you should win the Heisman. If the other guy played so much better, and if it's down to you too, then it should be about that dude's play either way. But I think that Carr might be a hair overvalued just because, what is he, plus
700?
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. Arch Manning, is he about the same, I would assume?
He's right there at plus 800.
800, okay.
There are 3 reasons. We'll see if I can give you all of them. That depends on me remembering all 3. But there are 3 reasons CJ Carr will not win the Heisman. Number 1, there is a massive recency bias in Heisman voting, and CJ Carr cannot play in a conference championship game. That is going to hurt him. He's going to be playing in a ton of blowouts, so I don't know if the stats are going to be there because they're going to be running the ball. And I don't even care about...
I don't know. They might keep him in like they did Jaden Daniels when he was slinging it around.
If they're trying to win him the Heisman Trophy, they might do that. In fact, I think that's why... I think Notre Dame was doing that last year with Love. I think they were trying to win the Heisman with him because they were kind of benching Price a little bit the second half of the year. But I don't even care about the running backs being gone. He's going to be in so many blowouts. The offensive line is so good. They're going to be running the ball with whoever it is, even though they lost their running back. So those are 2 of the reasons. And then the soft schedule, you got to kind of have a Heisman moment, and he kind of only has one opportunity with the Miami game.
If he has massive offensive stats, that might trump a Heisman moment. It might. He might need it, so I think that's a good point. He also, if he's playing for an undefeated team, then he'll check that box.
Don't sleep on that BYU game either. If BYU can hold up their end of the bargain and get to that game and that game on the road, obviously it's going to be in the national spotlight. I think he'll get some cred there. You're right about the Miami game, no doubt. But I think that BYU game, I think, can help him as well since they got to go away from South Bend and go into a a tough place to play with a team that's always fundamentally sound and all that stuff.
Yeah. Two things haven't changed. One, stats matter a lot. And number two, you have to play for a winning team. That has to be a pretty powerful team.
Yeah.
And he may be on both. All right, we'll come back in 2 minutes. We'll switch to the NFL and to the Browns swing and miss. We'll tell you what that means next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on. But if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Nothing annoys me more than wasting time. Scotty Vegas here, and I want to be golfing or playing tennis or betting on people golfing and playing tennis. I hate waiting on an oil change, but that's all changed. Krieger Ford, the car buying experience was amazing. The service, just as good. I left my Bronco in the driveway and easily scheduled an oil change at KriegerFord.com, and they even came right to me and changed it. All game changer, the Krieger Ford experience. Experience that at KriegerFord.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
What's up, knuckleheads? You're listening to Rothman and Ice on The Fan. It's not terrible.
So, Maddie gets a lot of his packages delivered to work.
Yeah, because we got porch pirates at the crib, man. People just stealing your stuff.
Get that ring cam going.
I do need one to yell at them through the cam. Hey, get the hell out of here.
Exactly. So, we just had a delivery to the studio because they didn't know who it was for, and they thought maybe it was a suspicious package.
Yeah.
But they did open it because they had to.
It was worn already.
Didn't have I didn't have a dog to do a free air sniff around the package.
Just looking out for us. I appreciate that. Just making sure we're okay.
And then when he brought in what you had ordered, I thought, all right, so if I had to guess, I was going to guess that you ordered some little trinket of funness for maybe the Ripple baseball, like maybe the guy that hits a home run or something. He gets the, because I saw some sort of LeBron-ish crown in there. And then you tell me, no, it's for me.
Yeah, this is an accessory for the crib right here.
What in the world is this?
This is for the folks on YouTube right now, this is the crown right here from House of the Dragon. So this is the crown that Rhaenyra Targaryen was wearing right here. So yeah, this is going to go in the man cave right here. So I've been accessorizing some stuff around the crib, and this is going to go in my Game of Thrones corner right here. So this is fire right here.
What about, I remember I got you a candle of that.
It's on my desk. The Night King.
The Night King.
Yeah.
But what about the crown that dude got when they poured the gold all over his head?
Oh my, that was Daenerys' brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserved it because he was putting her through the ringer. That was our boy Khal Drogo. I believe.
It was.
He was. He had to do that. So yeah.
Are you going to put it on?
No,
for the folks?
This isn't going to fit my dome, man.
It looks a little narrow.
It is a little narrow. So yeah, I got a fat head. So this ain't going to fit my head. But this is nice. This is.
You think it could just rest on top? You think we could see it? Not on that. Not on the headset and the hat.
There you go. I can get it done. There you go.
I know. I
can multitask.
I wanted it on the actual dome. All right, there it is.
I can't move much, so this is going to have to do. So there we go. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Look at that. Nice
Jason
little accessory.
Oh, it was Jason.
All right.
All right.
You
Back to our
put
regular
our
schedule
security
programming.
team through the ringer.
Exactly.
Like, uh-oh. By the
Because it
way,
doesn't have my
why
name
didn't it
on
have
the
your
box.
name on it?
I don't know. It just says work on it. It doesn't say my
That's
government
weird.
name on it. But whatever. It arrived. I'm here. Shout out to House of the Dragon.
my government name.
Shout out to the Targaryens.
Age is only a number.
That's right.
That the government keeps track of. All right, so the Browns. Listen, you can miss on some things. I don't know if this was a big deal, but there was a Zadarius Smith sighting, and Mary Kay of the Cleveland.com, the Browns beat writer, had reported that he was expected to sign with the Browns. So maybe that was the favorite. The Falcons offered starter money, apparently.
Okay.
Money always wins, or wins a lot of the time. So she wrote, Falcons are signing edge rusher Zadarius Smith. I reported the Browns had expected to sign him after he visited on Thursday. All right, so she owned that. Why are people so crazy? Oh, this is false reporting. You should lose your credential. Like,
okay, let's relax. Let's relax a little bit on that. What I find interesting about this situation is Zadarius Smith's a fine player, solid player, veteran, been around for a minute, played for your Vikings for a while, played for my Ravens for a while, bounced around the league. He's a productive player. The Clowney situation was also reported too, right? That maybe they were going to try to bring him back. So my mind goes to, what are the Browns telling us about their defensive line at the moment? Because I always, as you know, follow their actions, not their words. They're always going to talk positively about the guys that are in-house all the time. They're never going to publicly shame a player. I think it's rare that we ever get that. So I think the Browns are telling us right now, AR, that, we like some of our guys. We like the room, but we don't love the room.
I think it's committee. I think they say, we have Jared Verse, we have Mason Graham, and I know you've been big on what kind of interior presence he's going to have to be under.
Go, man.
So this was more of a, let's get Jared Verse and Mason Graham leading the way, and let's get the supporting edge depth. And they've got some young pieces they like, and they didn't want to overpay for Zadarius Smith.
But so you don't think this is a signal that, hey, maybe we don't love the other pass rushers on the end? Because I think that's what this is. Some of it is that they're not in love with the guys. They're not loving what they're seeing from that.
The fact that they were even thinking about it,
adding to that room.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's part of it. I just think you always need depth, and I think if that depth's at a good value, you'll take it, because Zadarius was a 3-time Pro Bowler. Now he's 33, and he's not the same guy he was. I think he's a quality pass rusher.
Yeah,
like he had a season and a half with the Browns. It was fine. He could be a rotational guy. I think they wanted him at a value piece. This is very much like, how do we replace Myles Garrett? We do it in the aggregate. We just try to find as many dudes that add up to at least some depth. I didn't read it as, we don't like our defensive line, we've got to sniff around a 33-year-old former Pro Bowler, but they didn't overpay for him.
Well, I think what's throwing me off a little bit, too, is when you said that they offered him starter money.
Well,
that also kind of, and that scales all over the place, right? There's guys at the top end of the market making tens of millions of dollars, and I'm sure there's guys at the bottom making a few million in vet minimum and all that. But look, like I said, I don't think there's any really reason to overreact to this. I just think that teams kind of tell you how they're feeling about certain situations when they add or subtract to certain rooms.
One-year deal worth $6 million. Incentivized up to $8 million.
And down in Atlanta, too, is the Kevin Stefanski effect. He played for him. The James Pierce Jr. situation going on. He's down for the year, James Pierce Jr. TLC, do I have that? Or is he going to be out for a significant amount of time with the injury he's dealing with? Is he out for the year?
8 games?
Something like that. So Atlanta's got a tough situation going on with their pass rushers as well. And so it's Stefanski, know the coach well, know the system well, and it's like got an opportunity to go down there and start right away for Atlanta. But I think he would have had a chance to do that in Cleveland.
I think that's what happened. I think there was a depth problem in Atlanta. They realized they had to pony up more money, and that's when Zadarius said, I'll go to Atlanta. I have full reason to believe that the Browns were on his radar, and he expected they were going to make him a good deal, and he would want to be a Cleveland Brown. But when James Pierce Jr. is suspended for 8 games and Jalen Walker has got a season-ending knee injury.
There you go.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, they're like, wait a minute, now we're desperate. So for people cracking on the report about, well, you shouldn't have opened your mouth, you're the one that sent this the wrong way. What? That didn't pressure him. Like if Zadarius Smith's people learned that there was a report out of Cleveland, he was expected to sign with Cleveland. Oh, well, now that you're reporting it, we're not going to do it. Like it's just asinine to think that way. He got more money because the Falcons were desperate to do it. And by the way, talk about a desperate franchise right now.
Ooh-wee.
They seem. Who took a shot at them? Sean Payton during the preseason?
What'd he say?
Am I thinking of the right game? He was being interviewed. I don't know, it was a halftime or whatever. He's like, a lot of empty seats here.
Okay.
Was that him?
All right, Sean.
Am I wrong about the game?
No, you're right. I believe Sean Payton's line was a lot of fans showed up dressed as empty seats.
Yeah.
Okay. It is the preseason.
Never
Sean.
stops.
He's always on one. He is. But their situation does not look great at all. I just, like Isaiah McGuire, Alex Wright, like these guys outside of Verse.
It's the no-name defense, man.
That's why I think they were pretty desperate to add to that room. That's how I'm reading the situation. Because I don't know if anybody listening to us right now has full confidence in the pass rushers right now in Cleveland. Because I even think there's some Browns fans that have pause when it comes to Jared Verse.
Well,
and
it's
what
because
he's
they're
going to be.
comparing him to Garrett. He's always going to be compared to Garrett.
Which is so unfair.
Because he's been really good, and they think he might be Miles one day.
Yeah, and Miles is a all-time talent. So I don't know if he'll ever be able to fill those shoes. I do think he's going to be a good player for them, but I just think there is a lot of uncertainty in the defensive line room, especially the ends right now. So I just think even Mason Graham in the interior, I think there's tons of pressure on him this year, but the ends have so much to prove. So much to prove.
Listen, they were the only team in the league to give up more than 30 in the first full week of the preseason. I don't know if I should buy into that. I mean, does it? I don't know. I don't even get caught up in stats, but I do get in preseason, but I do get caught up in the lack of depth. And that's probably why they were looking at a 33-year-old former Pro Bowl guy.
See, I don't think they were looking at it as depth. I think they were looking at that as we're starting him opposite Jared Verse.
Well, they didn't overpay him. They didn't want him.
I think he would have been their starter. I do.
Well, then you know what? Then either he didn't allow them to match or they didn't want to match.
Yeah.
That's what we need to find out.
Right.
Is when his camp came back to the Browns and said, all right, Atlanta's offering us 6.
Right.
With incentives to 8. You want to match or beat it? He'll be a Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm assuming that's how it went.
And then it's also, Atlanta, Cleveland.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3,
nightlife,
4,
Atlanta, Cleveland.
6, 7, 8.
I'm going to
they had 13 guys that took snaps in the preseason game. Some a lot more than others, but I don't know. They're the Browns. I can't get crazy excited. I like to think that maybe with this schedule that they could
get AR7. Just get AR7.
6. 3 before the bye. I'll be happy. We'll come back. Speaking of depth, what's behind Julian? Maybe something different. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
When it's too hot to go out, it's definitely too hot for your AC to go out. The Waterworks Heating and Cooling Pros are here to help. We offer fast repair and AC replacement for any cooling system when you need it. Plus, we're a premier Lennox dealer and can install an energy-efficient system for a great price. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit us online at thewaterworks.com. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
Anybody can make a good pitch. Hey friends, Beamer here. Awaken 180 had to prove it. Paige and her coaches stayed involved, kept me accountable, and helped me lose 75 pounds. Support during, support for life. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT. Nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up. Just what I needed. Real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Common Man here for Jermaine Hyundai, where right now $99 a month gets you your choice of a 2026 Hyundai Elantra or a 2026 Hyundai Kona. A brand new Hyundai for just $99 a month. And only at Jermaine, get free gas for 3 months. And with Jermaine's $1,000 price promise, no one will sell you a Hyundai for less. Find your $99 Hyundai today at JermaineHyundai.com. With approved credit, Elantra $44.95 down, Kona $39.95 down, plus tax, title, first month's payment, 7,500 miles per year, ends 8/31.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Summer heats up fast here in Columbus, and bad windows can have a tough time keeping a home cool and can send energy bills through the roof.
I hate to admit it, but we've had some complaints about our windows doing that.
Uh-oh.
I just tell them it's just like being at the beach, minus the water and the beach and the happiness, and you're in your living room. It's gross.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Are you a smoker of delicious chicken wings? Then fire up your team for the Sunbury Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest, sponsored by the Fraternal Order of Eagles 3614 in Sunbury. Join us October 3rd for a full day of wings, beer, music, and competition. Spots are limited, so register now at SmokinHotEvents.com. Best of all, you'll help support two incredible causes: Big Walnut Friends Who Share and the Ohio Fallen Heroes Memorial. So bring the smoke and sign up now. SmokinHotEvents.com.
Buckeye Replay this summer takes you back to some of the greatest comebacks in Ohio State football history.
A J.T. Barrett comeback special. It's Ohio State and Penn State from 2017.
Hear Buckeye Replay this Saturday at 4 p.m. on The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Anthony sometimes likes to sit and stare at his bundle of Emmy Awards. Unfortunately, it's through the glass of the pawn shop. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, no QB controversy here. Starter is Julian Sayin, clear number one, clear Heisman candidate, and ready to build off his incredible stats from last year. Now, where he needs it the most is in the big games, the signature games. He had a signature, I guess you would call it a moment, just technically out-dueling Arch Manning in a very important first big test. I mean, Arch was bringing him back. It was an ugly game. It wasn't a stat game. But the bottom line is he came out on top.
And that game for me had a little bit of a feel of it was a limited menu, I think, for Julian in the offense in game one. And that's totally understandable. Year one quarterback, you probably come out of training camp, Ryan Day, thinking, I got a hell of a defense we're going to roll out this year. Just watching Sonny and Arvell and all those guys get prepared for that game. And so maybe the mindset was, okay, we can ease him into a certain degree with what we want to do offensively and then take the training wheels off down the road. This year, I don't think he's going to need much of that at all. Maybe there's some growing pains early on with the new Arthur Smith dynamic, but I still think at the end of the day, the roots of this offense are going to be what Ryan Day wants to do. And Julian has that figured out probably at the highest level right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about last year, he had, 8 picks, and he had 3 in the first 3 games. None against Texas. That's the odd part. Like, if you would have said, is he going to have a pick against Texas or Grambling, you would have said Texas. And if you would have said, is he going to have more picks against OU than Texas? So it was early on. And then he goes out to Washington and has a really good game. And so he really has exceeded expectations. Like, I think the question mark coming into last year was, all right, how good is this kid? Like, honestly, I mean, they knew he was good. We didn't know he was that good.
Right.
But then then the rubber met the road against IU and against Miami. And a couple here or there. And it's a different story. He didn't have bad games. He didn't have great games. You know, if his knee doesn't hit the ground against Indiana, are they Big Ten champs? Does it change anything? Yeah. They're a different seed going in? Does it change the bracket? Nobody knows. The bottom line is they controlled their own destiny, which is what you always want to do as a great team. And even outside the Indiana game, which they technically didn't need, they still controlled their own destiny and winning another title.
Yeah.
And so they were very, very close. And they know that another year with him and Jeremiah, I mean, that gives defenses enough to handle, but he is the clear guy.
He is the clear guy for sure. And, you use the word control. I can't wait to see how he controls the offense, his emotions, and just the entire show when they go on the road to Texas. Because we all know that atmosphere is going to be incredible. They are going to be foaming at the mouth, their fan base, to get after Ohio State. We know the drill. But I think the game at Michigan last year can help him in that situation because obviously that game, that environment had some elements in the game and all that, right? Indiana and Miami, those are neutral site games, but I think he can go back to the muscle memory of what he had to go through up in Ann Arbor a year ago and go down to Austin here in a little bit and handle it and not be overwhelmed by what that environment is going to be.
It'll be fun to see if it becomes a shootout of some kind where the quarterbacks are going back and forth, unlike last year's game. If this goes to a fourth quarter where he's got to put the ball in the air and they've got to try to move it that way. Now, the room itself, if he would ever get tweaked, we saw Tavian St. Clair in the spring game, and he looked really cool. I mean, looked good.
Looked the part, yeah.
Looked with Chris, and things were like, I kept saying coming back from the spring game, if you didn't know, maybe you wouldn't know. Yeah, and that's no knock on Julian. That's just the way the game sets up, a spring game. But the fact that he looked the part. But there is a new name that is emerging in that quarterback room. And so Luke Fahey got his black stripe removed. He's do you have sound on this, TLC? Or am I just paraphrasing this?
Paraphrasing.
Okay. So Ryan Day said he's really been doing a great job. He's putting a lot of pressure on Tavian. He really is. They are competing. He's been making plays. That's been exciting to see him come in with a certain work ethic and run the offense at a pretty high level. All right. He's a 3-star freshman. He's from Cali. And he's not a big dude. He's 5'11", and he's a pocket passer, and he's not overly athletic. This is almost a little bit of a, I don't know, does this light a fire under Tavian a little bit? Don't get comfortable.
I think
or
it
is
should.
this kid really...
I don't think it's the end of the world, but I think as a competitor, when your head coach publicly makes a statement that you just read, I think that should kick you in gear just a little bit, especially when you look around the corner just a little bit and there's a real chance that you could be the guy next year, right? Julian puts it all together. He gets all the information back from the NFL that, hey, you're going to be a top 5 guy, whatever makes him comfortable. If he is comfortable with his game as well, he's probably gone. And then you're looking at, man, I can take over this thing. And so, yeah, I would be not concerned, but to hear that would have me thinking, okay, maybe I need to sharpen my tools a little bit and level up in areas that maybe I'm lacking just a little bit. There's so much talent in that room, as we all know. The competitive juices are always flowing. This is I have to imagine, a year-round thing when you're in the situation those guys are in, because you're just trying to every single day show to your coaches, show to your teammates that when we reset next year, I'm your guy. And so these guys have to worry about that every day, and I'm sure they're up for the challenge, and these guys are going to be pushed by each other every single practice, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, it's a big thing over there, especially at big programs, like winning the day.
Yeah.
You know, if Luke won the day with that comment that Coach Day, unsolicited, throws out he's putting pressure on Tavian, then whether that's praise for him or 50-50 lighting a fire under Tavian, don't get comfortable as the backup. Yeah. This isn't your job to, set in stone. But this is a 3-4-star kid who came in. He was a top 25 kid recruiting, threw for 1 million yards in high school, as they all do. But It's pretty neat for that to happen for him, because most of us were like, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, and there's pretty cut and dried that it's 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Luke Fahey got that comment from his coach as a young kid is good. And they are a championship roster, so they have to make sure that if Julian had to come out of a game for any reason, that this thing doesn't go south.
That's why I think it's so important for NFL teams that view themselves as a contender to really invest in the backup position, to make sure there's not a crazy drop off there. That's why I don't mind teams that are in the mix spending, $5, $6, $7 million, maybe even up to 10, depending on who you are and who's available to invest in that. And so, the quarterback development's never been a thing that any of us have to question, but especially with this year's schedule, somebody needs to be ready to go if these guys have to step up against Indiana, USC, Oregon, Michigan, or whoever it may be.
We've seen it with Flacco in the pros. We've seen it with Mac Jones in the pros. We've seen it with the guys that have gone back to being a backup and feeling like they can keep the boat afloat if things go bad. We'll come back top of the hour. We got a sports update for you. We'll get into the second hour of the program. Could there be a key injury for an opponent of the Buckeyes? We'll tell you at the top of the hour. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
So you know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level, and is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and they'll do it for free. Go take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in Central Ohio. Get the energy, vitality, and endurance you used to have. Start now by going to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment for your free T-test. Do it today.
Try Angel Soft for your tushy. It's made by angels. Soft and strong, budget friendly. The choice is simple. A roll that feels like paradise. And always at a heavenly price. Angel Soft, Angel Soft. Soft and strong, so it's simple.
Pick up a pack today.
Angel Soft. Soft and strong, simple.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
As summer starts winding down, it always seems to happen the same way. The backpacks are packed, the school forms are signed, and suddenly the calendar fills up faster than you ever expected. Between the last-minute appointments, school shopping, and getting everyone back into a routine, it's easy for those projects around the house to keep getting pushed to next weekend. Here's the good news. Your roof doesn't have to be one of them. At Newman Roofing, our team of value-driven professionals makes the process simple. You'll get honest answers, clear communication, and recommendations built around your home's needs. No sales pitches. Whether it's a new roof, siding, or gutters, we'll help you check it off your to-do list with the kind of white glove service that's earned the trust of families across Central Ohio for more than 30 years. So instead of worrying about your home, you can spend what's left of this summer making memories with the people who matter most. Newman Roofing, built around family. Ours protecting yours. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Football season is here. Make sure your internet is ready. Kinetic's 100% fiber gives you the fast, reliable connection to enjoy live football on YouTube TV and watch up to 4 live games at once with Multiview. Check real-time stats and catch more big plays without missing a snap. Take your game watching to a whole new level. Switch to Kinetic. Save up to $120 on your first year of YouTube TV. Visit GoKinetic.com for details. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Cancel anytime. Kinetic. Internet better.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and football season is here. Time to score big at Germain Toyota of Columbus. Whether you're hauling the tailgate or heading to the big game, drive home in a tough new 2026 Toyota Tundra with 2.99% APR financing for up to 72 months, or call an audible and lease the 2026 Tacoma SR for just $349 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing and 10,000 miles per year. Make this your championship drive at Germain Toyota of Columbus, right off I-70 and Bryce Road. Visit GermainToyota.net today.
At CEC Turf and Tractor, family means everything. That's why we're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations to the CEC family. We're honored to carry on the relationships Green & Sons has built in these communities for generations while expanding our ability to serve you with more parts, more inventory, and faster response times. As one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers, CEC Turf and Tractor is growing without losing sight of what matters most: hardworking people, trusted relationships, and hometown service. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today for all your Kubota needs.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State sophomore running back Bo Jackson has been named a preseason candidate for the Doak Walker Award, given to the best running back in the nation. Last year, he became the school's 5th true freshman to run for 1,000 yards. Jackson and the Buckeyes practiced the next 3 days before having Friday and Sunday off. NFL Falcons signed edge Zadarius Smith to a 1-year deal, reuniting with head coach Kevin Stefanski after parts of 2 seasons together in Cleveland. Smith visited the Browns last weekend before signing with Atlanta. MLB Reds host the Cardinals at 6:40. Cincinnati's Andrew Abbott faces St. Louis's Kyle Leahy. Also at 6:40, Guardians greet the Giants. Cleveland's Foster Griffin duels against San Francisco's Carson Wisenhunt. This update brought to you by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. Tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Like trying to snap a picture of Bigfoot. Nobody has ever witnessed Maddie eating a carb. This is Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program. Tyvis Powell at 1:30. After we bumped him from the flight yesterday, he'll be extra cantankerous.
Fire it.
I believe.
Fire it off. Cantankerous.
I don't even know how to spell it.
I believe cantankerous means difficult to work with.
Just, yeah, probably an argumentative. Usually it's, yes, someone that's kind of irritable and, yeah.
Okay. So another
grumpy.
Another form for what? Combative? Is that a cousin to combative?
Cantankerous.
Freckles' ugly cousin.
Cantankerous
is an adjective that describes someone who is bad-tempered, argumentative, and hard to please.
Yeah, my dad used to drop that every now and then, and it was such an odd word that I remembered it.
Wait, he said that about you?
No, not about me usually. I don't believe.
How about this?
Not to your face, huh?
The Google AI overview says key traits of a cantankerous individual is someone who is bad-tempered, quarrelsome.
Yeah, that's much.
And uncooperative. Quarrelsome. Always looking for a fight or an argument.
Who's the first person that popped in your brain when you heard that definition? Would you like to share? Because I'm sure everybody heard that definition and thought, I know somebody in my life that is that.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, it's the old thing. If you look around the room and you can't identify the sucker in the first 10 minutes, you are the sucker.
I love how honest he is. Yeah. That he's read that. He was like, you know what?
Habitually angered or annoyed.
Here, I'll give you the drop that you requested. I'm just programmed to disagree with people.
Oh, yes. That's when you were out. So you were out, JP was in, and we had that honest moment, because I said again to him, AR, that you can't be the guy that claims you don't like confrontation. Mm-hmm. But you're not constantly in confrontation, but when I see you in confrontation, it seems like you don't mind it. And so he did admit that on the air. So now we have that.
Programmed to disagree with people.
So they used to call that a contrarian in our business, technically, where it was, if you were hosting a sports radio show and you didn't have a strong opinion about something, you would automatically take the opposing view of your co-host for whatever reason. Like, I'm just going to take the other way because it's more engaging for people to hear people argue or debate or try to prove their point, because that's what this business was kind of built upon. Now, it used to be basically just caller and host, and people used to listen for the host to beat down the caller. Like, that was like the big thing.
Crazy,
like,
right?
It'd be like, I don't know, it's kind of like inviting someone into your restaurant and then just yelling at them. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, there are certain restaurants that are that way, too. We had a place in Chicago called Ed DeBevick's where kind of the old, 50s style, you go in there and there's, what the hell do you want, And,
we had one of those here, didn't we? Wasn't it Dick's?
Did we have an Ed Dick's Last Resort.
Right by Nationwide. Went there for a while, because I remember I went to one of those in South Carolina for the first time for a baseball tournament or whatever in Myrtle, and that was an experience. They get you with the whole top hat or whatever, write some crazy joke on there. I didn't mind it. You're just going there for the experience. I know there's some people that wouldn't touch that type of environment. I thought it was good for a one-off. What I think will make you feel pretty good, though, is we did find out that TLC just doesn't do that to us. JP and TLC made it known that he does that in the family group message as well. So he does this to everybody. Anybody
just
can get
contrarian?
it. If he doesn't like your take or what you have to say, TLC is going to let you know about it. What, family
just
or
poking
not.
holes in it, that kind of deal?
Family or not.
I keep it all right. I try to channel it here. Again, that's why I say I'm non-confrontational. When it's radio, I think the worst thing that we can do on the radio is bite our tongues. I think this is where we let it fly, like whatever we're thinking, we say it. I think that's good for the air. I'm not like picking fights in a Kroger grocery line. So I don't want people thinking that.
Yes.
In fact, that's where I'm like very non-confrontational.
Okay.
Is like if I see two guys, and I get like uncomfortable by that. So if I'm at the self-checkout at Kroger and like two guys next to me are starting to get in a fight, I'm like, I got to get out of here as quickly as possible.
So let me ask you what you would have done as long as we're on this topic. So when I was a kid, we'd go to more Cub games than Sox games. Sox were way on the south side. It was harder to get to. Once we got into high school, we could drive down there. But before we could drive, like we could somehow, I don't know whether there was a field trip or we'd take a bus down to Wrigley and we would go to Wrigley and we would sit in the bleachers. The bleacher seats at Wrigley were only sold the day of the game. And they also were the cheapest seats that you could buy when I was a kid. And so the bleachers were never looked upon as being that great. It was always like the low level.
Bleacher creatures.
Yeah, now it's kind of like, you got to have a certain attitude to sit in the bleachers, I think. So the Cubs are playing the Sox right now at Wrigley.
The atmosphere was
crazy
last night. Oh, my God.
And so I'm watching this stuff from last night. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it yet.
Yeah.
So there was a fight in the bleachers last night at Wrigley. And it started with basically, it turned into a full, melee. Turned into we got
a couple guys down there
started a melee.
That's how you know you're an old head.
That's by the way, I put that in the system 15 years ago. It's probably still in there.
There's just certain words and phrases that old heads say.
Really? I've never heard that before. It's always
punched the kid, started a melee.
No, it's a melee. Like, who calls it a melee?
Coach Spurrier.
Right. So, they were haymakers. The biggest guy was the one that was taking the most punishment.
Yeah, they were.
The Cub fans. So it was Sox fans against Cub fans. And where this thing spilled over was when one of the Sox fans had probably a little bit of beer left, not much at all, like driplets.
Yeah.
And kind of went like one of those. And some driplets.
Like the priest throwing the holy water.
Yeah, it was a little bit of that. And then the Cub fan was like, I got a half a beer left. You're going to have it. And it was on. And multiple people were bleeding and piling on one guy who's just trying to cover up his face. And there's some moments in there where you hear somebody go, it's not that serious. And it's on. There's nothing. It escalated really quickly. And not only did this massive fight break out at Wrigley, one of the guys they popped later on who got arrested, they found some coke on him.
Do a little skin
I'm
out
like,
there?
what is
the yayo?
Like, what?
That white girl.
She should get the yayo. And so It just reaffirmed my belief that I never want to attend a professional sporting event unless I'm in a suite.
Which you always are anyway.
But
you
not
don't sit
always.
in Gin Pop.
No, that's not true. There are many jacket games that I'm sitting
on the glass.
No.
So he's either up high,
potentially
looking down,
lower bowl,
exactly.
but I think what's worth doing is worth doing well. And so whether it's a concert or whatever, it's like, now some you don't have to. Like some, when we went to outdoor concerts and there was a lawn, like some concerts you don't want to be in the seats. You want to be just out on the lawn, on a blanket, whatever. You don't want to be there. You don't need to be there. But for a game, and then I saw this. Chaos on the final day of the Wisconsin State Fair. 7 people arrested after multiple melees broke out. They actually wrote it again. And the fights are on video. Footage circulating on social media show people being kicked, punched, thrown to the ground. This is a family affair. There are kids. There are groups of people attacking anyone in sight. Like, you can't go anywhere. So you're telling me if you were in the bleachers at Wrigley,
I'd be so uncomfortable.
You would get out of there.
I'd be like,
you'd make like a tree and get out of there.
Because I can't imagine. Well, I was watching the game last night, and I was honestly surprised how many White Sox fans were just in the mix, right? Obviously, it's Chicago. I don't know.
They're a winning team, man.
They are a winning team. And so it's not surprising that happened because they were representing in Wrigley last night, and the game was crazy good. So I'm sure emotions were all over the place. PCA hit the walk-off, yada, yada, yada. But it's not a surprise to hear that because, as they call it, sometimes Chirac can get a little crazy up there.
It's really kind of just, they were opposing rival fan bases.
Probably drinking for hours.
Let's get the alcohol has to be, like if you had to rank this, I think most people would say alcohol, number one. Like,
yes.
Now, I can't tell you for sure if they didn't serve alcohol at the game that there wouldn't have been a fight. I wouldn't know that. But don't throw your drink if you're not ready to throw hands.
Fair.
Like, honestly, that's what happened. You can't just, from 3 rows away, toss a beer on someone and expect nothing to happen.
No, I got to come put the paws on you at that point. That's just what we got to do.
So the non-confrontation comes from a couple things. First of all, it's just the general idea that you don't know what anybody's capable of.
Have you ever been in a fight?
No.
Okay.
Not like a real one.
Okay.
And so, like, you don't know what anybody's capable of. And it's also like, I don't want one of those situations, like where like the fight spills over and like now they're bumping into me. And now it's like, and you also don't want to be the guy who breaks up the fight, because what happens is if you like try to hold somebody back and then he gets sucker punched while you're holding him back, now he's going to turn around and start fighting you because he just got clocked because you were holding him back. And so it's like, even if you're just like, there can be some shrapnel that finds you, even if you're innocent. And so it's like, I don't want to be dragged into a fight because somebody thinks I'm on somebody's side. It's just a mess.
Before we go to break, if your boys were in a melee.
Oh, man.
Melee?
Are you hopping in? That should be a quick yes.
It's not a quick yes.
That should be a quick yes.
It depends how bad that you think it's gonna go.
I can't sit there and watch my boys get in a fight and not help them.
What if they started it and you know that they're wrong?
I still have to help them
Maddie,
out.
my instincts would go more to seeing if I could calm it down, break it up, than join in. Honestly.
I got a question that's going to
do it next.
Yep.
Because the last part of this is the 41-year-old man was charged with misdemeanor battery and felony possession of coke, more than 15 grams.
Trying to have a good time out there. And we got news.
Doing lines in the bleachers at Wrigley.
We got news.
Or a bump in the restroom.
We got news about Texas, too.
Yeah, that's next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. If your AC is on the fritz, don't sweat it. Call the pros at the Waterworks Heating and Cooling. We service all makes and models and can provide great savings on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. The Waterworks Heating and Cooling Services. Call us at 614-232-2222 and schedule fast service today. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year. Guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible port and no cash access and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks and a member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in 1 day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer & Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer & Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
Hey, Bo Bishop here. From scratch-made dishes to craft cocktails built with their local spirits, High Bank is the perfect place for date night, game day, or getting together with friends. Whether you're sipping the best vodka in America or grabbing a meal, High Bank delivers every time. Learn more at highbankcode.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
What defines Ohio? A place that dares to go first and never looks back. There's no slowing us down. At Jobs Ohio, our mission is clear. Strengthen job opportunities and empower Ohio's workforce. Another reason why Ohio is now ranked the #1 state for business by CNBC. This is what unstoppable feels like. We did it together, Ohio. Our time is now. See Ohio's momentum at jobsohio.com/Ohio's time.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
We might be in back-to-school mode right now, but Election Day is just around the corner. Ohio's public schools are a vital part of our communities, and what happens at the ballot box this November will have a lasting impact on the future of our public schools. Make sure your voter registration is up to date by October 5th because public education matters. Vote.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Do you feel that? The season is getting closer. Buckeye football comes your way in 18 days. Every game, every season. Proud to be your flagship home for Ohio State football. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We have a rain-free afternoon ahead of us. That's a nice thing to hear. Less humid, mostly sunny skies, highs around 81. Overnight, mostly clear skies, lows of 64. Clouds gradually increase once again for your Wednesday. There's a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms developing, mainly later in the day, with highs around 80. For The Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Matty promises he'll continue to do the show even if he wins the lottery. If only we believed him. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Some of the comments from this is my favorite one. I'm loving this for Chicago. Great rivalry. Both teams rocking. PCA doing MVP things. Cubs win this one on the field. Sox win this one in the stands. More fireworks to come, and soon we'll all come together over Ben, Caleb, and the Bears.
I'm telling you.
Epic year. Good fight, too. Like, that's a very classic comment.
I think you nailed it. I think for sure number one on the board is alcohol is always going to take emotions to a higher level. But I honestly think part of it, too, was the game itself yesterday. I think all the fans went on an emotional roller coaster, back and forth through the entire game. So I have to imagine there was a whole bunch of blank talk going on amongst fan bases. And when you go through that for 2-3 hours and people are drinking, it usually takes not much to light the fuse and start immediately, like Coach Spurrier said. And that's what happened last night.
From my eyes, the shirtless dude threw the first item, the first little driplet.
TLC's going to have to tweet out the video so people can see it, what we're talking
about.
Drew
first blood.
I'll go find it.
Shirtless dude drew first blood, for sure. Obviously, this was before they cut off the alcohol. Maybe. Seventh inning
Game
or whatever.
The extras
I don't
last
know
night. Maybe they got an extra inning. I don't know.
I don't know if they do that. But I'll tell you, that place is probably... Like, I don't know if I'd go in. I know there are probably people listening like, I would love to be in that building.
I would.
But I don't know if I would have loved to have been a part of this or around this.
Just don't cheer for anybody. You know, that's how you get it done.
You should be able to walk in wearing your own team, whatever team you want.
I completely agree.
Even if you're a Sox fan, like, I can't imagine fights were happening just because somebody got, bottle whipped over wearing a Sox jersey. But this was just more talk. Talk turns into being tough, and then half a beer flies, and it's on.
Mm-hmm. It's up.
Yeah.
Then it's up.
All right, so I wanted to mention this from Texas's standpoint. So Texas left tackle Trevor Gooseby, who is a big-time player for them, had an MRI on his left knee this morning. So I guess it's been diagnosed as a bone bruise. And this turns out to be a true to-be-determined situation for Gooseby. How this heals, could it be weeks, could it be longer, could have been worse. And Dane Brugler, who does the NFL draft analyst for The Athletic, has him as his OT number 1 to start the season. Top 10 prospect in the draft of 27. That's the key protector of Arch Manning.
Yeah, this is obviously massive news down there in Austin. What are we, a little less than a month away from that game? Was that, I think, the 12th?
We're on the 8th. We're at the 8th, so a week.
That game's the 12th.
1, 2, 4 weeks from this Saturday.
So who knows, right, if he's going to be ready to go. But I think if you're any team, but especially a contender, and I think Texas thinks as themselves as such this year, man, you start stripping away certain assets of your team. One of the assets I don't want to lose is my star left tackle, even before the playmakers and all that, right?
First team All-SEC.
Correct. Obviously, it's Arch and his health and availability, but after that, if you ask me, I don't want to lose anybody up front.
6'7", 3 1/4.
Right.
And good.
So, right. They're on tilt down there. They have to be on tilt down there. And yes, you have a quarterback who can get away from pressure and all that, but you don't want to live in that world where he's constantly dealing with all the static around him. You just brought in Cam Coleman, a playmaker, a wide receiver that you have a lot of plans for. This could maybe affect that in certain ways throughout these games. They play what? Texas State, game 1, not going to matter. They can get through that game without him there. But if you're Kenyatta Jackson, James Smith, this defensive line of Ohio State, this news comes into the Woody today, and you're like, oh, okay, not the worst news that we could have received.
I can't take social media.
What happened?
I'm reading the comments underneath. Bone bruise. Play you overpaid.
What is that, Stephen A?
Dalvin Cook played in a meaningless Orange Bowl with a hammy. He didn't get paid $100,000.
He missed 4 straight games, Darius Garland. Limp your ass out there no matter which way you got to do it.
He's blanking soft.
Thank you, T.
That's coming from, I don't know, probably not a Texas fan, I wouldn't think.
You know what, though, AR? We're having fun with that comment, but I have to imagine that there's a decent amount of fans that are in that headspace now with certain players because of the money that they know that they're making.
I think the player himself, I don't know if money truly matters. He wants to play in that game. This isn't a I'm choosing health over, this guy's going to do everything he can to get on that field for Ohio State.
Yeah.
we talked about their schedule yesterday and Ohio State's. You may think that the winner of that game gets solidified as number one. Ohio State either stays number one or Texas becomes number one. Like, that's not all that's at stake here. And as far as, their resume and all that, the loser of that game is going to feel immense amount of pressure.
1,000%.
Because now they know they'd have to lose 2 more. But if you look at Texas's schedule, because, and by the way, if you lose that game and you don't play well and you lose, then your mind is really going to be mush because you're like, are we really that good? Mm-hmm. And so this guy's going to do everything he can to play in that game. Like, you can hate on the bone bruise all you want and how severe is it. And, I mean, even a mild bone bruise could be 3 weeks, 3 months. I really don't know.
Who knows?
The weird part is if this was a non-con, like if they weren't in heavy, like I don't know how that happens. But if he's back for Ohio State, he's going to play with pain probably. It's not going to be 100%. He's not going to be in game shape. Mm-hmm. Like it's going to affect him. But for people saying that because he makes money, I would think he would feel the same amount of motivation to play whether he made nothing or whether he made $1 million.
Yeah, if you're a real competitor, that's what it's about. Like, yes, the money's nice, but at the end of the day, I want to go out there and do what I love, and as an offensive lineman, impose my will on somebody else and throw them around for a few hours and let them know you're not on my level. And so
they got to be glad it wasn't a ligament.
Right, absolutely.
Think, yeah.
The game after the Ohio State game for Texas, it's UTSA on the 19th, and then after that, on paper, for now at least, it's 2 ranked opponents at Tennessee and then Oklahoma. And so they're going to need him back as soon as possible because of what you talked about, and maybe them chasing a little bit if they do lose to Ohio State and what's supposed to be another really good or strong year in the SEC. We'll see how much depth that they have in that conference this season.
I'm going to look at the report and see, was he carted off? I don't know.
I haven't seen that. I did see, though, that he had in the offseason shoulder surgery. And so his body has been going through it. And so we get to that week and maybe they're going to play the game that coaches play with the game time decision and all that. I'm sure they're going to keep this very hush-hush from a competitive standpoint. But if you're Coach Patricia and you get a feel that, he's not 100% in that game, let's test him. Let's heat him up even more. Maybe send an extra body at him to see how he can handle it, because that has...
Or if it's the backup, even more.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
This is potentially a massive swing for not only that game, but also what the outlook of the season could be for Texas. And this is, I think, one of their most big-time seasons as far as pressure coming in the history of the program is this year and what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. If you just joined us, Texas star left tackle Trevor Gooseby had an MRI on his left knee this morning. It's being diagnosed with a bone bruise, according to Pete Thamel. Timetable for return, who knows? 3 weeks, 3 months, anybody's guess.
And it's probably one of those things, too. If he feels good and they feel pretty good about where he is going into the Texas State game, it's like, hey, we probably don't need you for this game. Let's save you for, 7 days down the road when the old Scarlet and Gray rolls into town.
Yep. So that's a big one there for Ohio State. We'll get back into the pros next in 2 minutes with our friend Tyvis Powell. The Browns quarterback race, can we even call it that? We'll get some inside feel from Tyvis next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Football season is here. Make sure your internet is ready. Kinetic's 100% fiber gives you the fast, reliable connection to enjoy live football on YouTube TV and watch up to 4 live games at once with Multiview. Check real-time stats and catch more big plays without missing a snap. Take your game watching to a whole new level. Switch to Kinetic. Save up to $120 on your first year of YouTube TV. Visit GoKinetic.com for details. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Cancel anytime. Kinetic. Internet better.
Anybody can make a good pitch. Hey friends, Beamer here. Awaken 180 had to prove it. Paige and her coaches stayed involved, kept me accountable, and helped me lose 75 pounds. Support during, support for life, online at awaken180weightloss.com.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
They will resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He had heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's Tuesday, and Tyvis is here.
You have to recognize that one of his greatest strengths is his voice, which makes him sound sexy and smart and sexy and sexy.
It's Tuesdays with Tyvis. We'll talk about the Buckeyes, the Browns, and Tyvis's weight loss plans that he'll never follow up on.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Get 50% off all window styles plus no payments for 2 years. Visit windownation.com.
My man, the baller from Bedford. Did you give permission to a junior wide receiver to wear 23?
A junior wide
whoever, I don't know. Is there someone wearing 23 at Ohio State? Did you give permission for this?
That would be Garrett Stover. And yes, I did. I said, you know what? You can wear it. You know why? Because it's just a number.
They're still passing it out.
Yeah, they can have it.
Okay.
I did my time.
Good for you. The only argument that I had yesterday, I'm not arguing for him. I'm just trying to play middleman here. And I did not get this from the statement from Jaden Daniels and his family. Because if he would have said, we were promised this and they broke that promise, then I think the narrative would be different. But what Jaden's family put out was, we expected, or we were led to believe. Those aren't concrete words. Like, honestly, I think the narrative would change a little bit if Jaden said, you know what, let him pass out my number, that's fine. But they promised us, my family, that wasn't going to happen. And this is on Kiffin and company or whatever. But he looks pretty bad in this, and in the NIL world, for him to basically say, stop touting me or using me as a Heisman winner, that's hopefully this will turn around for them, but it's been wild theater to watch.
I mean, I think both camps is wrong. You know, I think that if you promised him and said that you weren't going to use the number, or he won the Heisman and y'all wasn't going to pass out the number, then all right, then y'all should hold up y'all promise. But then at the same point, like, I don't feel like it's a need for both of them to burn a bridge. You know, I don't think it's that drastic. Now it's like, if he ever wants to come back to LSU, he looks like public enemy number one. That's like, for what reason? Just for a jersey number? Like, that's, to me, that's crazy. So, you know, everybody knows that he went to LSU. Everybody knows he won the Heisman at LSU. You know, there's kids that probably look up to him that probably want to go to LSU because he went to LSU and they looked up to him. But, like, now you're telling them, don't use that. Don't go to LSU. Like, that's dumb. Just because of a jersey number. So I think both sides of this argument is losing. There is no winner on either way. I think that, I mean, Lane Kiffin probably is like, I didn't promise you anything. You didn't play for me. So, you know, and on top of all that, who cares? Everybody know the number at LSU is 7 anyways.
Right. That is the legendary number down there. That's for sure. All right, transitioning to some Browns talk. I don't want to start with the quarterbacks because, Tyvis, I'm in on the young core. I just think, and look, I understand it was the preseason and all of that, and I got to say all that. But I think Andrew Berry, what he's doing, what he's building around the quarterback position, especially the playmakers, I'm in, man. Like, what did you think of Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, Dylan Sampson, and kind of that sample size that we got from them?
So, you know, I've been the one that slow played at Denzel Boston. Everybody's been praising Denzel's name since OTAs. Oh, we got us something. He's the next Mike Evans and all of that. And I always was the one that was like, hold on. because he's doing this against the twos, and our twos ain't good. And I keep telling everybody that our two DBs and three DBs is trash. So I would just temper it a little bit. I was more of a Casey Concepcion guy because playing DB, Denzel Boston wouldn't give me the problem. Casey Concepcion would give me a problem because he's got a great release, he's quick, and he's very good with routes. So I said that right there is the one that would really bother me. After seeing it in the game, I get it, Chicago played their twos, but after seeing it in the game, I think they call it the BBC, the Bond, Boston, and Concepcion tandem. I think that tandem is going to be legit. And there's going to be some growing pains because they're all young, but I definitely think that they're going to come in this league and make some noise. I definitely think that Casey Concepcion can be a Zay Flowers. I think Denzel Boston can be that big body Mike Evans type receiver, and I think Isaiah Bond stretches the field. He's a big explosive playmaker as well. So I think those three guys complement each other all well, and they all do things that the other one can't. And it's funny because this is something we've been waiting on the wide receiver room for years. I mean, Amari Cooper was the last dependable wide receiver that we had. To finally see three young guys, again, it was only one game and it was a small sample size, but those three guys look like they can absolutely go. And it makes the quarterback position look a little bit better, you know? It doesn't matter who it is if you got three playmakers that can make plays for you.
So Harold Fannin is the guy to own in fantasy, at least if you want to wait on a tight end. I've been seeing he goes in probably a pretty uncomfortable range for me when addressing tight end. Like he's going in the middle rounds. And now I think from what you guys are talking about that Fannin then faces a lot of target competition more than he did last year. If that wide receiver room was so thin during his rookie year, and now I'm wondering if Fannin's going to be overdrafted in fantasy because of what he did last year, and you guys are more in that he's going to have some major competition for targets.
You are really into this fantasy. Is everything fantasy with you?
Pretty much.
Everything.
What else do I have to live for? The reality isn't any good, so.
When is the draft for y'all?
It's got to be in the next 3 weeks because
we wait till after preseason because of injuries. We don't want to be that team that drafts guys that get injured in preseason.
What are they kicking off, the 9th? I think the 9th game.
I got one on Labor Day. I think that's the day I wanted to do it, Labor Day.
Well, let me ask you this then: forget about position then. Is Quinshon Judkins a workhorse back? Would he be the guy to own from the Browns in fantasy?
I don't know, because that offensive line looked very shaky against Chicago's too, and it's got me worried a little bit. And it was something that I said after I watched the first scrimmage that Saturday. They hadn't put pads on, but I said I don't know about this offensive line, and I'm saying I'm gonna chalk it to the fact that they don't got pads on. Now seeing them in a game against Chicago's twos and not getting no push, I'm a little concerned. I'm just, I'm gonna put that out there. I'm a little concerned because when we thought about this Browns team, we all said, well, they gonna give Quinshon a heavy workload this year. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna be the case. They might have to. Their run game might be swing passes to Dylan Sampson and Casey Concepcion. That would hurt Quinshon in fantasy a lot. Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm taking Quinshon early in fantasy this year.
That's a good point. How concerned are you about Carson Schlesinger right now? I know he's missed a decent amount of practices. I think he's got the ankle injury going on or something like that. Maybe
it's some lower body or something like that.
How concerned are you?
I mean, obviously you want him out there because this is a guy who everybody's comparing to Luke Kuechly. You want him. They say players take their biggest leap from year 1 to year 2. So I would love to see what he looks like, but. I mean, I understand why they're slow playing it. You want this guy to be ready for the season. I mean, he's been out there standing there in practice and stuff. He just ain't been practicing. So, obviously, it can't be too bad of a lower leg injury because if it was, he wouldn't even be standing out there. He'd be, sitting inside getting treatment and stuff like that. So, I think they said they want to try to get him revved up here pretty soon, maybe sometime this week, maybe next week. I'm not concerned. I think that he'll be ready to go. I think he, although he's young, I think he's got a lot of respect and he understands the game of football. What I am concerned about is the fact that the defensive tackles is missing. I would love for him to see what it's like to play with the 3 and 4 defensive tackle because when Malik Collins or Mason Graham go down, or Mike Hall go down, like, he's going to have to know how to be able to maneuver, when that center and guard is actually able to get up to his level if you ain't got those good defensive tackles holding that double team for you.
How big of a miss do you think this is on not being able to either overpay or land Zadarius Smith when he unretired?
I think it's good that they didn't get him ultimately because it don't fit the narrative of what you're doing right now in Cleveland. You got a young guy who's become a great leader in the locker room in Jared Verse. So you don't really need Zadarius' voice because Jared Verse has done that. And then you look at the rest of that room, they've went very young, but it's productive young players. Isaiah McGuire, Alex Wright, who you paid already. Like, you don't want to stunt their growth, So I think that ultimately he was an insurance piece, but I don't think you necessarily need that because I don't see the role that he would fill that you don't already have currently right now.
All right, my man. Great to see you yesterday. Thanks for taking the voucher to fly today instead of yesterday on our show. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah. I'm not, I'm no Brady Quinn, so I get it. Anyways, go Bucks, go Cavs. Don't trade Max Strus. It's crazy for me hearing me say that. I wouldn't trade Max Strus, but that's the top. If you got to do it for Peyton Watson, whatever. Anyways, go guards, although it's over with. I don't think it's going to happen. If you had Clase and they freed Clase, you probably would have had a better chance, but that is what it is. Go Jackets and go Crew.
My man. See you soon. Thanks, buddy.
See ya.
Tyvis Powell with us. All right. Maddie and I both love our people at McDaniel GM Superstore up in Marion. They treated us like family. They'll treat you like family as soon as you walk through the door. Our experiences have been outstanding. And we're right at the end of summer, so they still have great deals. The rates are still great. And McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion is the place to go. Transparency with every deal. And some of the deals that really are highlighting or jumping off the page to me, 26 Silverado 1500, save up to $13,000 off MSRP. Or 0% APR for 60 months. Doesn't get much better than that. You can lease it for $339 a month. Terms and restrictions apply. A 26 Suburban, you can save up to $10,000 off MSRP. Maddie loves the Trax. You can buy that as low as $315 a month on a 26 Trax. Lease it for as low as $185 a month. Terms and restrictions apply. The Traverse is a great deal. It's not a long drive. It's a very good place to go if you're in the market to buy a vehicle. Go up 23, get off at 95, slide right over. It's right there off that exit in Marion. Well worth the drive. It is McDaniel GM Superstore, the absolute place to go for your next vehicle. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. We come back, and we talk Bengals. And a rookie is leaving the team to pursue a passion, which apparently is not football. That's next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are time for the Summer Sunset Sale at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, lease a new 26 Tucson SE for $149 per month for 36 months. $149 a month. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $49.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year, ends 8/31.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer & Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer & Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
When it's time to replace your roof, siding, or gutters, trust matters. That's why homeowners across Central Ohio have voted Newman Roofing City Scene Magazine's best roofing company 5 years in a row. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
The best teams don't always win titles. Sounds like AR and Maddie bragging about their fantasy teams.
Hey, that's cheating!
This is Rothman Ice.
All right, well, your first instincts would probably be correct if you said, well, he wasn't going to make the team anyway. I don't know that for a fact, but I think that's what most people would believe. He's a rookie. He's leaving the Bengals. He's leaving the NFL for Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So he got a better offer. Probably. Now, maybe he would. I don't know. I don't know much about Sierra Wright's outlook on Cincinnati. Do you know much about this kid?
I know he played ball in the Big Ten.
He's from Cali. I know
Cali.
that. So
I don't know much about
cornerback,
the Hollywood part of this.
So I guess
what's the IMDb?
Back in 2019, there was an audition call for the role of LeBron James's older son in Space Jam 2.
Okay.
So there were several rounds of auditions. Each one, he kept clearing these hurdles of auditions. And eventually, he landed the role. I mean, you can look at the cast of Space Jam 2 and see who played LeBron James' older son. If it says Sierra Wright, then this is that dude.
I'm on his IMDb page right now. Yeah, he is known for a Space Jam, A New Legacy that dropped in 21. It looks like he appeared on the show Grownish, which I know popped off for a little bit. He was in 15 episodes of that, too.
So the movie, I don't know, I guess he had some pretty good chemistry with the kid that played the younger brother in Space Jam 2 of LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Then the movie, I guess, never really lived up to expectations. It got mixed reviews, and I guess it was kind of a failure. But he kept pursuing acting while also playing college football. And even after, so he's undrafted, and then the Bengals signed him as a free agent this spring. So that's, my gut tells me that he had to weigh the football career versus the acting career, and the acting career is way ahead of the football career, it sounds like.
Yeah, and you take care of your body, too, and your body, your brain, and all that stuff a lot better in the Hollywood world.
Well, and that's if, I don't know if he can make a living in Hollywood. I don't know. He's got to land some roles. And they announced, the Bengals announced, he has left the team to pursue other opportunities. They had placed him on the exempt/left the squad list. That means he doesn't count against the 90-man roster while he's away. I wonder if he can go. I don't know what he's auditioning for.
Bengals retain his rights.
Wright was offered a lead role. All right, here it is. A lead role in a major film production, which is expected to wrap up filming in late October. He made it clear that this isn't a retirement. Wright is not giving up on football and will remain available to return once filming ends.
Okay, so this must
Why
be
do you just tell Fish, hey, I'm going to go to Hollywood and audition for some things.
Going to Love Island.
And when I come back, I come back from Love Island after I win or get eliminated or whatever, and we'll keep your seat warm.
I did run that idea by Fish, and it wasn't a no right out of the
stand
game.
In the way of your dreams, Matty?
It was more of a, hey, yeah, you got to use all your PTO, and maybe you'll have a job when you come back. Maybe TLC will take over your spot while you're gone. I wish this guy well. I really do. And so you mentioned the movie is in October. It's wrapping up in October.
The filming is wrapping up. I don't know when it's going to hit the screen.
So, yeah, he and his agent was probably like, look, I know you're chasing your football dream, but I got this for you. We can't pass up on this. So I hope he succeeds in doing so. If you could pick.
Worlds are colliding.
Correct.
He's got to make a choice.
If you could pick any athlete, there's a movie about the life of Anthony Rothman.
Come on, I don't.
And you could pick any athlete to play you. Who would you pick?
I wouldn't even be able to come up with a name right now.
You're the movie guy, though. This is right up your alley.
Yeah, but I
thought you'd have
somebody
names to be
old
ripping them off
and
right
worn
now.
and tired out.
No,
I don't know.
No, I'm talking AR in his prime.
In the prime?
Skiing in his jeans with the mullet.
All right, in the prime, I'm probably taking Kevin Bacon.
Okay. I can see that. TLC.
Did you say actor or athlete?
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to pick an athlete.
Since we're talking about this, but I'll take an actor,
I'm
too.
sorry.
We'll go with that.
I thought you meant pick an actor to play you. Okay.
TLC, who you picking?
Jacob Elordi.
Who is that?
He's hot in the streets right now.
Who is that?
He's the guy from Euphoria.
If you look him up, people say I look like him.
God, you got a lot of lookalikes, man.
I don't look like him right now.
I thought you were going to take Chet Holmgren.
No.
He didn't like that. If you went beardless, I could see Jacob. I see some of that.
Yeah.
I could see some of that.
All right, Matty, you're up.
Who would I want to play me?
Nate Burleson.
If I had longer hair, I did when my hair was longer, I got a little bit of the Nate Combs, the glasses, the hair. There was some of that. Who would I want to
get
play
you a whole new ensemble?
Somebody funny to play me.
Athlete or actor?
Actor.
Yeah.
So I think Kevin Hart's easy. I want Drewski to do it.
Kevin Hart would
I'm
be
going
good.
Drewski.
Wow.
Because I think Drewski would be very entertaining. Like he would have some funny ways to kind of lay out who I am in my life. So I'll go Drewski.
I don't think Drewski can really sell a role of a guy who has zero carbs.
Fair.
Yeah, you need to pick one. I don't know, somebody. That's not going to work.
Great call by TLC.
Yeah,
no carbs, no sugar, no nothing.
Someone who's a big pillar of his personality is health and diet.
Yeah, that's not
starring Drewski.
That's not going to work.
Got a text from Dylan Tyre, our boy, that says Elordi LMAO.
Hey, he can make fun all he wants.
Shout out to that. Look, I think it's a great. I think it's a great call.
You wouldn't believe how many people have come up to me and said, "Do you know you look like?" And I'm like, Jacob Elordi. They're like, "Yes," because I'm like, "Yes," because a million people have already said.
Could you use it in the bars?
No,
Isn't
but
he?
I should.
Isn't he about to drop a movie that AR might like? That's about like a dog or something like that.
I don't
Jacob
know.
Elordi. I swear I saw that. Need to look this up for AR.
I'm
I think this might
100% serious.
This might get AR to the theater.
I've been to the theater.
Fell asleep.
Fell asleep first 10 minutes.
The movie's called The Dog Stars.
It was the seat. It was awesome. It was a recliner.
Yeah, check out that trailer when you get a chance there. I think this is up your alley, man. The Dog Stars.
I'll give you the worst one that I ever got.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get emotional in animal movies if they don't end like perfectly or whatever. Hopefully it'll end right.
You know what?
So when I was at the comedy club in St. Louis, many people. Do you know who you look like? Jacob Elordi. They're like, yeah. One person pulled me aside one time and goes, hey, do you know who you look like? And I'm like, I got the same name every time. They're like, you look like Max Verstappen. I'm like, the F1 racer?
Nice.
They're like, yeah. I looked him up. I knew who he was. I didn't know what he looked like. I looked him up. I'm like, I don't look anything like him.
Want that bank account he's got, though.
I'd take the bank account of any F1 racer, to be honest with you.
No doubt. Because one day I did look up Lewis Hamilton and just how much money he's made with Mercedes.
Is he the newest Mr. Kim Kardashian?
That he is. They've gone public. They're out here. So yeah, the F1 money is.
Dude, she's about to have like the Derek Jeter dream lineuff.
You're right.
She's got her own.
She's got a pretty elite roster at this point. Kanye, Reggie Bush. Yeah. That's a good call.
That's not
Tom Brady. Well, we don't know.
Was that official? Or was that
that was unofficial.
Maybe they got
the best call. The best call.
There was a rumor about that, but I don't know.
We have two pretty amazing, like prophetic calls on this show. One was me,
Peyton Manning.
Peyton
Manning.
That Denver was going to extinguish Tebow mania by signing Peyton Manning, and Maddie's was that Giselle really was with her little trainer, and I didn't buy any of it.
The Karate Kid.
He was all about it, and I was like, no, that's way too obvious.
Yeah, she was.
Now, are they still together?
I want to say that they're either married or had a kid. I think one of the two has happened.
That was a great call.
I think I called Swifty and Kelsey getting down the aisle, too.
Yeah. Well, they were engaged.
But I'm saying long before they got engaged, I was like, I think they're going to make it.
I think we both thought that the timing was great. Midwest, Mideast, they had the same kind of
where he's at his career.
Where he is in his. Ohio, she's Middletown. Like, I feel like there's a Middletown, America, I meant. Like, so I feel like that was on.
The wedding at MSG, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing really came out of that.
Some people were upset they didn't get invited. Some people were surprised they did.
Married with child.
Who did kind of call them out for that?
Somebody was surprised that they weren't invited. Yeah, and there were a lot of people that said, I can't believe I was.
I think it was Will Compton. Yeah. I think it was him.
Those two were just hamming it up.
Okay.
Married with child.
Good luck to Sierra Wright. Going out to Hollywood, land a role.
Wish him well.
It's nice when football is your backup plan. We've been hearing forever, hey, don't put all your eggs in have a backup plan. Get an education. He's like, football's my safety school.
Correct.
I'm going out to be an actor.
It's like his Bo Jackson. Yeah. He's just like, hey, man, I'll catch you after a baseball season. After my movie comes out in October.
Right.
We'll come back. Top of the hour. Deep dive after a sports update. Are the defending champs an afterthought, and why? Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
The magic of Harry Potter is now at Tim's. Choose your Hogwarts house donut, summon the refreshing flavor of sparkling Patronus, or seek out the delicious golden snitch Timbit. Try them all at Tim's.
At participating U.S. restaurants while supplies last.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
I'm Ben. As a licensed Kroger pharmacist, I'm committed to helping you choose the right vaccines for you and your family. Whether you have questions about the flu, RSV, or COVID vaccines, our team is ready to go above and beyond for you when it comes to providing personalized care and seasonal vaccine education. No appointment needed. At Kroger, we're here to look out for you. Restrictions and exclusions may apply. See site or pharmacy for details.
Anybody can make a good pitch. Hey, friends, Beamer here. Awaken 180 had to prove it. Paige and her coaches stayed involved, kept me accountable, and helped me lose 75 pounds. Support during, support for life. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver. Leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, all you got to do is make sure you do your homework. There's a lot of doctors that are going to try to force you under the knife, and they're going to force you for a joint replacement. But remember this, once you go and start putting hardware in there and you replace a joint, there's no going back. I've had multiple surgeries. I have hardware in my body. I don't want to do it again. And that's why I went and saw my friends at QC Kinetics to get a second opinion. I had some knee pain. It was bothering me. I went and talked to Dr. Tesner and his team about how they were going to use the regenerative treatments to help my body heal itself. It's unbelievable. It's great. They'll start with a consultation. They'll show you the healing tools. They'll show you what to do. Surgery is your choice, your body. You need to take care of it. So call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion. The consultation is totally free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Fall is around the corner, so if replacing your windows has been sitting on your to-do list, now's the time to get it done, cross it off for good. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. Buy 4 windows, you get 4 free, plus 48 months of 0% interest financing, same as cash. And, of course, they back everything up with their lifetime warranty. Call now for a free home estimate, 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Football season is here. Make sure your internet is ready. Kinetics 100% fiber gives you the fast, reliable connection to enjoy live football on YouTube TV and watch up to 4 live games at once with Multiview. Check real-time stats and catch more big plays without missing a snap. Take your game watching to a whole new level. Switch to Kinetic. Save up to $120 on your first year of YouTube TV. Visit GoKinetic.com for details. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Cancel anytime. Kinetic. Internet better.
Making ends meet matters for Ohio families. Congressman Mike Carey is working to help you keep more of what you earn and get the benefits you deserve. Mike Carey supported the Social Security Fairness Act, helping ensure public servants like teachers, firefighters, and police officers receive the full benefits they've earned. And Mike Carey is working to deliver tax relief for more Ohioans. Congressman Carey backed historic tax cuts for working families and seniors. That plan eliminated taxes on tips and overtime, expanded the child tax credit, and provided thousands in tax relief for Ohio seniors. Because whether you're working, raising a family, or planning for retirement, every dollar matters. Visit carey.house.gov to learn more or get help accessing benefits or dealing with a federal agency. Congressman Carey's office is here to help and fighting to help your family keep more of what you earn. Paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Mike Carey.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Bo knows preseason honors. Ohio State sophomore Bo Jackson was named to the Doak Walker Award watch list, given to the nation's top running back. On Saturday, head coach Ryan Day said Jackson has had a great start to camp.
I think he's doing a much better job at the second level. And we've talked about it before, you're running over him or you're running around and making a miss, and you're seeing that. It's showing up on film.
Buckeyes practice the next 2 days and are off Friday and Sunday. MLB, Reds host the Cardinals at 6:40. Cincinnati's Andrew Abbott duels against St. Louis's Kyle Leahy. Also at 6:40, the Guardians greet the Giants. Cleveland, Foster Griffin, former All-Star for the Nationals, faces San Francisco rookie Carson Wisenhunt. This update is sponsored by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling, together to serve you better. Schedule today at thewaterworks.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
All right, final hour of the program. Ian Fitzsimmons at 2:30. I'll double check with him that works. Sorry, guys, forgot to do that earlier today.
I tweeted it out saying he'd be here.
I just assumed because we bumped him from the flight yesterday with everything that was going on. It was such a cluster. All right, so there was kind of a cool article in Sports Illustrated a little while back. I was looking at online that I was looking for bold predictions.
Okay.
On some college teams. And, you know, the one for Ohio State was that 3 Buckeyes finish in the top 10 of the Heisman vote again.
Bo Jackson, Jeremiah, and Julian? Is that who they picked?
Man, we are really hamming up this whole Bo Jackson thing, aren't we, heading into the season?
In what way? Because Maddie knows that I've been questioning whether he's going to be a 300 carry back or whether this is going to be
there's such an
Isaiah
emphasis
West combo
on the conversation about the running back position in a way that I kind of wasn't expecting.
It's because of Arthur Smith's arrival.
But I guess in what way? What's surprising you about the conversation?
I don't want to make it sound like I'm not in on Bo Jackson, but the way we're talking about him about this 3-headed monster, it's like I don't know. Just I don't see him as being one of the best. Basically, here's what I'm saying. I don't think you can have it all. I think there are very few examples in college football history. In fact, we've actually referenced one of them, so I'll point out the anomaly. Would have been the Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, Najee Harris year in 2020 when all 3 of them were in the top 5 in the Heisman Trophy. But I think you got to kind of pick one or the other. If you're going to bolster, and I'm not talking about us, but I mean, in terms of Heisman stuff, I don't really see the vision on, Julian Sainz going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and he's going to have this air attack, and Jeremiah Smith, they're going to be funneling the ball to 4, and Bo Jackson is going to be tearing it up on the ground. It's how can you be the best at everything? Because in my mind, one does take away from the other.
Weren't they last year?
Would you have described Bo Jackson as one of the best running games and running backs in the country last year?
1,100 yards at 6 yards a pop.
I'm not trying to make him sound terrible.
No, I know that. But, I mean, you had a 3,600-yard quarterback, a 1,200-yard receiver, and a 1,100-yard running back. They were kind of a 3-headed monster last year. Nobody even had 100 carries. He had 180. No one was even close to him as far as carries. That's the only reason I was bringing up the question of, will he go up or will the field come to him in the backfield? With Arthur Smith's offense has always been looked at as very running back friendly. And so whether that's going to be for multiple guys or mostly him, I think is the question. Only 9 teams have ever had 3 guys finish top 10. And they
was a bold prediction too. What you read, right?
Well, they did it last year. Caleb was.
But I'm saying 10. What you read was
it was a bold.
It was a bold prediction.
Yeah, it wasn't a prediction like they thought it was going to happen. It was it's under bold.
But let me ask you this, TLC: would it surprise you at all if we're talking about, let's say, when we get to the Michigan game, that Bo Jackson is one of the best running backs in the country? Would that surprise you?
A little, as I'm now trying to think of who are the other best running backs in the country.
Hardy at Missouri, guys,
as I'm struggling to come up with them.
So I think there's an opportunity for Bo to be perceived as one of those guys this year.
Lacey at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
There are some dudes.
So I think he's got a chance to do that. So I guess what I'm hearing from you, TLC, is maybe you don't think he's there right now, and maybe it's some of the Isaiah West love that's been out there that maybe he's going to have to share some of the work as well. I think Bo Jackson definitely has the skill set to be in that inner circle of elite running backs this year if he gets the opportunities to showcase it.
Yeah, I mean, when they lost Quinshon and Travion, it was like, you kidding me? They're going to replace those 2 guys? And then they found this guy who looks like a star because he's pretty explosive. Now, he wasn't crazy explosive in the games that mattered at the end, but he was a true freshman. And I also don't think people are talking about him as the top running back in college football. I don't think he's even in the top 5 right now of what people are talking about.
And a lot of people obviously watched the Michigan game, and he balled out in that game too, right? So that kind of lasting impression that they have of watching him do what he did up in Ann Arbor a year ago, I think thinking, hey, year 2 for him, this guy's got a chance to make a real leap, and I think that's in play for him for sure.
PFF has him ranked 9. I just looked it up. He's 9 in their preseason best running back in the country. But Isaiah West is coming back, and he was pretty good too. And they've had other depth with Jacoby and whatever committee they deem necessary.
Legend Bay, maybe.
Yeah, right. So
you're are you looking through the Notre Dame lens too that has Jeremiah Love and what that looks like? Is that creeping into your brain, that level of play?
No. And here's would be actually the thing with Jeremiah Love that would be creeping into this. I just think that running back by committee, and I know that you just cited the stat about the disparity last year, but Isaiah West does kind of, I think, creep in here a little bit. But I always kind of answer my thoughts on a running game is it's always going to be more committee than we think. And Jeremiah Love factors into this because Jeremiah Love, I think, was in more of a committee with Jadarian Price than a lot of people realize. And I don't even think people realize that until Jadarian Price got drafted in the first round. So I just I'm always hesitant because it seems like just the way that the position is managed. And so I'm always kind of thinking that like bell cow backs are just so out of style in a way that they weren't when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think what your counter is to if I read you correctly, TLC, I think your counter to this bold prediction is that let's not make any assumption that Bo Jackson is going to be the man. Like that he's going to be very good, but that making the assumption of that he is the big 3.
I still think he can have that perception even if Isaiah West gets a decent amount of work. Because to TLC's point, Jadarian Price was a first-round pick, and you probably wouldn't know it if you weren't a big Notre Dame fan based off of watching Jeremiah Love and all the highlights all the time. And so, I mean, I don't have a problem with the bold prediction because I don't really think it's that bold based off what I think he can do.
You're not going to pick anybody else. Yeah. If you're going down the argument of, okay, if they have 3 players again to finish top 10 in the Heisman like they did last year, which has only been done 9 times, then he's the 3rd. There's no other 3rd. I mean, I guess you really couldn't even do that with another receiver because as good as Carnell Tate was last year, and you knew, Matty, I was banging the drum for him that if Jeremiah was making the same catches that Carnell was making, it would have been a runaway.
Oh, for sure.
And Carnell was actually not getting the love he deserved.
Well, guess when he got it? When Roger Goodell called his name 4th overall.
Yeah.
That's what it came.
The real
that's what he got.
Everybody saw the real stuff that came up there.
Yep.
But that's it. It was just kind of a bold prediction that now that Arthur Smith is here, will the running back return? Will this raise all boats as far as the running game? The offensive line's got to be really good, but
I definitely hear what you guys are saying about the committee, right? Because even you look around the NFL right now, are there a handful of what we would call bell cow running backs right now? Like, what is it? Saquon,
your guy,
Derrick Henry, CMC, Jonathan Taylor. But that
list runs out quick though. And if you're drafting in fantasy, you're drafting running backs quick because they're going to go.
And it's probably smart,
James Cook,
to have some of the committee stuff going on when you are in Ohio State, when you think we got to play 15, 16 games.
He's being pushed.
It's a long year.
The whole point is that he's being pushed a little bit. That it's not just him. He had 179 carries. So is it more likely he gets 200 or 150?
$150. Yeah, $150.
Seems the way they're pushing him.
And it's probably a smart plan to go about it that way. A guy that's only a sophomore, you'll have him back next year too. Like, you got to start factoring in, I think, some of that into your equation is, hey, we got to make sure Bo is obviously ready to ball this year, but he's going to be back next year too.
And there's also just a part of it that just I devalue the running back spot because I'm like, if your offensive line is good, I kind of don't care who's back there.
Well, listen, he may have a couple home runs in him this year against some of the, lesser competition, but this is going to be a fun show to see how balanced this offense can be. All right, we'll come back. We'll identify a couple of the other bold predictions, And one has to do with the defending champs, Rothman Ice and the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Common Man and Bob Capace here. So, Bob, you got this ring builder thing on your website.
Yep, you pick the diamond, the setting, customize your own engagement ring before you even come in this store.
I actually tried it.
You did?
It was ridiculously easy.
See, if Common Man can build a perfect ring online,
anybody can, because I'm dumb.
Then book an appointment and we'll help make it exactly the way you designed it.
That's why I always tell people, I know a guy. You too can design your own engagement ring with the ring builder at worthingtonjewelers.com. If I can do it, anyone can.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Kick off football season behind the wheel of a 2026 Toyota Tundra from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, get $299 APR financing for up to 72 months on the rugged Tundra. Don't miss your chance to score big. Visit Germain Toyota of Columbus, just off I-70 and Bryce Road, or online at germaintoyota.net.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. That's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer and Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer and Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer and Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer and Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, COMER cross.com.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
What defines Ohio? A place that dares to go first and never looks back. There's no slowing us down. At Jobs Ohio, our mission is clear. Strengthen job opportunities and empower Ohio's workforce. Another reason why Ohio is now ranked the #1 state for business by CNBC. This is what unstoppable feels like. We did it together, Ohio. Our time is now. See Ohio's momentum at jobsohio.com/Ohio's time.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Think you know Buckeye football? These two say, hold my beer. The Beat with Austin and Berm.
Sponsored by the Waterworks.
Daily on the Fan's YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We have a rain-free afternoon ahead of us. That's a nice thing to hear. Less humid, mostly sunny skies, highs around 81. Overnight, mostly clear skies, lows of 64. Clouds gradually increase once again for your Wednesday. There's a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms developing, mainly later in the day, with highs around 80. For The Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right. Let's get into more bold predictions. So, the weird one is Indiana, because the bold prediction would be, in a weird way, that they'll do it again.
Back to back?
That would be bold, even though they're supposed to be pretty good. Yeah. Recreating. It's kind of like when Ohio State won it all, and they lost to Michigan, and they relit the fuse, and they had the right team at the right time with the right motivation, and they were going to write their own ending. And they light the fuse with Tennessee, and away you go, the confidence, the Sawyer scoop and score, the drama, and the fact that that team always had what it took. I never thought that team was broken. It was a matter of finding that motivation and keeping it together. Yeah. And they were stronger for it. There were some arguments. Bill Rabinowitz was in here. He wrote the book about all the shakeout after that. Mm-hmm. There were people calling for Day's job. He's not the right guy for it. And what does he do? He turns around, they galvanize, and they go all the way. And Indiana had a very special thing. They had, because I remember saying this about Ohio State the year they won. I said, Ohio State has a weapon that they never usually have. And what that is the combination of the talent to win it all with the doubt that they could. That's a very powerful combination. Not many schools have it. Most of the schools that have talent are not doubted. And Ohio State was doubted after they lost to Michigan, and that doubt was the motivation. Indiana is one of those teams that when he came in and brought the guys in from James Madison, now they weren't five-star guys. That's the beauty of Indiana's story. They went undefeated with a lot of guys that were deemed not as talented as the rest. And he stirred the drink and got them to believe, and they go undefeated. And then their history was a weapon because their brand wasn't powerful. Everyone was waiting, including me, for that cleat to drop. That rug's going to get pulled out. There's no way it could happen. Even that last drive when Beck was leading Miami down, like, okay, the Cinderella story is about to end. Everybody's going to turn into a pumpkin here in about 5 seconds. But the bold prediction that they wrote about Indiana was that this year's portal class outduels last year. Now that's bold. Like, it's certainly difficult to outdo what Fernando Mendoza and company did last season. Yeah. And so he comes in the season with Josh Hoover, who's can be a turnover machine.
Talented, though.
Very talented.
Very talented.
And there's a potential number one receiver in Nick Marsh, who transferred in from MSU. And they got Turbo Richard and Chaz Preston, a couple of explosive playmakers. And the defense was kind of restocked in the trenches and on the back end.
Yeah, defense is going to be nasty this year.
So a repeat title on the back of a loaded portal. The bold prediction is that somehow the little engine that could is playing for it again. No one. They're sixth in the poll, which is not nothing.
No, absolutely
but
not.
But it seems like they're outside the. Oh yeah, okay. Indiana had their time.
Well, and the coaches, I believe, gave them a decent amount of respect with first place votes, right? I remember us talking about that. I think Ohio State got almost 40. What did Indiana get in the coaches poll? I think they had the
Indiana
second most.
had in the coaches they had 14.
Yeah, so from the coaches they're like
8 in the AP.
We believe based off of what Signetti has belt. So
second most outside of Ohio State.
Okay, yeah. So there you go. So from the coaches, they're giving them that respect. I don't know if they're playing that card over there right now. I think if you're a coach, you take anything that you can get to try to motivate your players. And if it's going to be, hey, this is what the AP voters and some of the coaches think of you as the sixth best team after coming off of winning a national championship, then yeah, I won't be surprised if they're using that over there in Bloomington right now.
You know what I'd be concerned about if I was Indiana?
Yeah.
How soft their schedule is before they play some big boys. Like Ohio State's going to be tested all year from week 2 and on, which they weren't last year outside of Texas in the opener. Then they it went soft. This year, Indiana, doesn't play Ohio State till October 17th. Their games are North Texas, Howard, Western Kentucky, Northwestern, Rutgers, and Nebraska. They don't play a ranked team before they play, presumably, if Ohio State runs the table till then, number 1. Then they follow up Ohio State having to go to Michigan. Now, we don't know what Michigan's going to be, but that's going to be Michigan's going to want revenge from last year. And then they play Minnesota at home, which this is following the hangover from Ohio State, Michigan. Minnesota's supposed to be least competitive. Then they get USC, and then they have to go to Washington. Like, their schedule is so backloaded that he better have them sharp.
Very sharp.
Like, I don't know what they're really going to...
All the way up until October 17th, they should be pretty comfortable.
But are they sharp?
Maybe that trip up to Lincoln, if they're looking around the corner to the Ohio State game the next week, maybe they get caught there, and what we know is a cool environment. Those fans always show up, and I guess that could be a tough-ish environment. But to your point, they're going to have so much runway to have the numbers look good, the vibes look good. And I do think, though, that this year they get the benefit of the doubt to push back against a little bit of the schedule narrative just because of what we saw last year. They were fighting some of that to start the 25 season, right? You did in 2024. You didn't really play anybody in 2024. Let's see what you do this season. They proved it. But I do think when they're ripping through Western Kentucky, Howard, North Texas, that, yes, people are going to be like, your schedule's light, but I think they have a track record now that people will respect and will give them, hey, we know what it is when they get the big games.
Last year, they got the tiebreaker in the middle of their season when they went to Autzen and won. That was it. It wasn't the Illinois game. It wasn't when they put 63 on Illinois. Their whole defense was injured.
Yeah.
It was when they went to Autzen, Mendoza throws a pick 6, the roof comes off, and they answer with a touchdown and win that game 30-20. That was when you knew they were for real. That's when someone that knows Indiana's history knew they were for real. Yep. People described the Indiana win at Oregon last year as they pounded Oregon. What are you talking about? He threw a pick 6 that tied the game. That thing the momentum was going way the other way. And they said, nope, it was just one bad pass. TLC, you have that soundbite from SportsCenter or from Undisputed or whatever that was from with Evan Cohn and the company?
That I should.
I believe he's talking about Indiana. Is it this year that he's setting up?
Correct. Here we go.
Close your eyes and imagine this. Imagine I tell you that the national champion the year before loses 0 games. Okay? Their head coach, who's 27-2, comes back. They bring in a quarterback to replace the number 1 overall pick who played 4 years at TCU, and he had better numbers coming in than the previous guy. And now, let me also tell you, because of a court ruling, they get more defenders back as well. And now, put them in an Alabama uniform. Where are they ranked to start the season?
They're the preseason number 1 team.
So this is not about football. It's not about Kurt Signetti. It's not about where Courtney graduated from, which is
Indiana.
It's all about the perception that we still admittedly have that we don't believe that Indiana is a football power.
He's not wrong, but let's not make it sound like 6th is some sort of massive disrespect. They did bring in a new quarterback. And by the way, yes, he has better numbers. He has worst interception numbers. Like he's
13 last year, 11 the year before.
Yeah, so let's not make him look like he's, Johnny Unitas here.
He's a gunslinger, though, man. That
can be very good.
If Signetti coaches this up this year, you talk about momentum. I mean, what more would you need to see as a guy that's either coming out of high school or transfer guy that the quarterback development at Indiana, Ohio State, some of these are just elite, and I think Signetti's on his way to getting there. If Mendoza's back, I do think they're the number 1 team in the country. I think it is the uncertainty of, can they do it again? Do they have the dues to do it again? And I think it's also, talking about the polls and where they're ranked, it's credit to some of the other teams that are resetting with a quarterback that and that's established and all that too. And so them being 6th overall to me is not disrespect. I don't. I think it's okay that they, again, have to show, not winning a natty or anything like that, but are you going to remain amongst some of the elites in the sport?
Yeah, that's it. There's a brand new situation at quarterback. While he's talented, there's not the same, I agree with exactly what you said, there's not that same consistency that he had in that uniform with that team, with that coach, like the other schools have that are up top. Yeah. Doesn't mean they can't be good and competitive. And the fact that they didn't lose a game last year is unbelievable. Now, they didn't play a crazy tough schedule, but they found a way to win that game at Penn State. People were charging that against them. They were like, oh, it's Penn State. They were number one. They were undefeated. They had a target. Penn State was going to rise up. It was in Happy Valley. Like, they were going to get everybody's best because they were number one.
Yeah.
And I'm not making the victory out to be, but he got his Heisman moment. They were a very good team.
And I think specifically when it comes to the Penn State game, I think a lot of programs have that 1 week, right? Where you go on the road or whatever it is, and you're just a little sleepy. Maybe somebody gets injured or a tip. Like, there's so many things.
I think it's the target, Maddie. I think it's if you are the big brand against a team that has nothing to lose, like Penn State last year. That's the difference.
That definitely could be the case. I'm always willing to give teams one game to where it just looks odd, and they're not their best selves. I don't want to live in a world mentally where, hey, you're the number one team in the country. You should be blowing everybody out every single week. I just don't think that's how it works. Some days you're just not going to have it. That can happen multiple times in a season, but you have a weird game like Indiana had, Ohio State's had them throughout their history as well. I think a lot of programs run into that.
All right, we'll come back in 2 minutes and talk to Ian Fitzsimmons. I got a feeling he doesn't put a whole lot of stock in the preseason poll, but we will find out who his overrated, underrated teams are. That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Anybody can make a good pitch. Hey, friends, Beamer here. Awaken 180 had to prove it. Paige and her coaches stayed involved, kept me accountable, and helped me lose 75 pounds. Support during, support for life, online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Football season is here. Make sure your internet is ready. Kinetic's 100% fiber gives you the fast, reliable connection to enjoy live football on YouTube TV and watch up to 4 live games at once with Multiview. Check real-time stats and catch more big plays without missing a snap. Take your game watching to a whole new level. Switch to Kinetic. Save up to $120 on your first year of YouTube TV. Visit GoKinetic.com for details. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Cancel anytime. Kinetic. Internet better.
CEC Turf and Tractor is growing. We're proud to welcome Green & Sons Equipment's Mount Sterling and Marysville locations. Same hometown service you trust, now with the strength of one of Ohio's largest Kubota dealers. Visit CECTurfandTractor.com today.
For your tushy, it's made by angels. Soft and strong, budget friendly. The choice is simple. A roll that feels like paradise, and always at a heavenly price. Angel soft, soft and strong, so it's simple.
Pick up a pack today.
Angel soft, soft and strong, simple.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
These two have a ton in common. Anthony loves hockey, and Matty's always cold. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sideline reporter, getting ready, warming up in the pen, picking out his outfits, doing his non-regional diction exercises in the mirror, perhaps. He is our friend Ian Fitzsimmons. Can you tell me, do you believe that Jaden Daniels' family or himself was actually promised this by LSU, and that LSU, either Kiffin, somebody just decided to hand out this number, and that's what's not getting a lot of play? Because I'm not reading that in Jaden Daniels' statement. He didn't say, hey, we were promised this. He says we were led to believe. I think there's a difference. Where do you stand on all this?
Well, first of all, if you think I'm picking out outfits, you're insane. Second, if you think I'm working on diction, you're absolutely nuts. So I don't know if you've been drinking today, AR. Maddie, you want to check him
today
real quick? Because today.
You mean not drinking today?
My man was having whiskey neat for breakfast, man, with his bacon and his eggs. I respect it. I respect the hell out of it. Look, this whole thing is just, it's bizarre. It really is. And I go back to the action. Brian Kelly promises a dude who hasn't played a snap in college football. I understand he's a 5-star and this and that. But Brian Kelly, former head coach at LSU, promises the player, Pickett, hey, yeah, you can have 5 because his family's worn 5 and this and that. All right, you want to promise a guy who's never played a rep that he can have a number that was just worn by a guy you coached and won a Heisman Trophy? That's on you, BK. And then doesn't honor his promise and give the player his number. For people who don't know, Pickett wore 3 last year at LSU. New coach comes in, BK's fired. The family tells Lane Kiffin the whole story. Yeah, you can wear 5. I don't give a damn. I didn't coach Jaden Daniels. I didn't promise it to you. But if it was promised, yeah, go right ahead because I don't want to lose you. So that's how this whole thing began. And I think Jaden Daniels and Mama learned a valuable lesson when it comes to social media because that dude got eviscerated. Did you see the tweet LSU football put out last night?
No. What did that say?
Go Google right now.
Okay.
It has like 3 highlights of Pickett picking off passes going, all he does is make plays. And it's I mean, that is vicious. So they're making fun of it. The Mets are making fun of it. I mean, you got NASCAR teams going, we're not going to race the number 5 car this week in honor of Jaden Daniels. I mean, it's crazy, man, how much crap this guy has gotten. What was it? Was it the WNBA that said, hey, we're only going to have 4 players suit up in order to not, get Mrs. Daniels angry with us? I can't remember which league it was. But, yeah, it's been nonstop.
I'm actually surprised. I just looked up that tweet. And I'm surprised LSU football, they're probably putting this out there to show how worthy he is of the number, that he's obviously doing the number proud by making these interceptions. I thought, honestly, what I thought is they'd go to the coach and say, hey, listen, there was some miscommunication. We'll talk to Pickett and tell him, hey, let's do right by some of our legendary alum. And is there another number you would like? I'm not on Team Daniels here. I'm not. I think he looks petty and ego and arrogant. But I just wanted to get to the crux of, do you believe he was, Ara Parsegian promised Rudy he would dress. When he left, Dan Devine said, no way. Is that what this is about? Just one coach made a promise and it never went any further?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, man. And then no one's worn 5 since Daniels was there, but that wasn't that long ago. And look, you go back to look at that Joe Burrow team. Nobody's going to wear 9 again. I can promise you that. That ain't going to happen. You look at that Joe Burrow team. Were they more talented? Damn right they were. But they played not 5, not 6. I'm sounding like LeBron James here. Not 7. They played 7, not top 25 teams, top 10 teams that year, and beat the hell out of every damn one of them. Find me another team that's done that in the last 25 years. 7 top 10 wins, undefeated, Heisman Trophy, national title.
They should have played Ohio State. That's what we wanted. We wanted Burrow against the Buckeyes. Didn't get it.
Nope.
Yeah.
That was a worthy Clemson team, and Burrow said, like everybody else, come on down here and take your beating, boys, right here in the Superdome, and mosey on out. Yeah. There you go.
Crazy. Special squad for sure. You think Cignetti's playing up, hey, we're 6th in the rankings over there? Do you think he's playing it up? Yeah.
Hell yeah. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Yeah. And here's the thing. They're 27-2 the last 2 years. That's the best record in all big boy football. 27-2. Indiana. It's crazy, man. And a lot of people are kind of writing them off this year just because no Mendoza. They lost both running backs. Surratt. We can go on down the list. About Aiden Fisher, the captain of that defense. D'Angelo Pons. All these dudes are now in the league. But you look at, he's got 2 of his defensive ends that got back due to a freakish injury with that ruling that we had in Colorado with a class of 22. You get another year of eligibility. So now we got guys that have tried out for the Cowboys and the Browns still playing, going back to Texas, right? And who was it? Hudson, the offensive lineman. And Indiana got 2 of those guys back. 2 of their best defensive ends are back. They hit the portal hard at that position, so they're deep on the defensive front. They get Josh Hoover in from TCU. Matty Hale, yeah, man, they belong higher than 6. But here's the other thing about preseason rankings. They're as useless as breasts on a bull. I mean, they mean absolutely nothing. Worthless. Do you know how many teams in the preseason top 25 in the AP poll last year finished in the top 25?
Wait, ask again.
How many teams last year in the original preseason top 25 ranking for the AP poll finished in the top 25 the following year? Or excuse me, at the end of the year.
Well, I know.
Half of them didn't make it.
Yeah, I was going to say
half.
Penn State was dust. Clemson was dust.
3 of the top 10
Illinois.
unranked. 2 of their coaches fired. I mean, 7 of the top 15 gone out of the top 25. So what do we really know in the portal era about what a team does or doesn't have, or is there any chemistry that has been built within the new faces and the old faces? We don't have a damn clue. In the portal, from the portal era, guys, 5 of the last 7 years, 5 of the last 7 in the AP poll, from the first poll to the last, at least 3 of the preseason top 10 finished outside the top 25. Let that sink in.
Yeah, we were talking about it too, Fitz. And you look at, those first handful of teams and what's the trend? Quarterback coming back, right? All the way. Julian Sand, Dante Moore, Gunnar Stockton, CJ Carr, Arch Manning. And then you get to Indiana, and we'll see what Josh Hoover is. But a lot of those teams up top, people are looking at and saying, we know they got a dude under center. And I think that makes people feel good.
It's one of the hardest things for me now in the world we're living in college football. It's as difficult to figure out, all right, just pick one. Which top 10 team? Because it's happened 17 of the last 18 years, and again, 3 of them missing out in 5 of the last 7 years. So basically, every damn year in the last 2 decades, we have seen a preseason top 10 team finish unranked. Which team is it this year? Good luck, because it's going to happen. It's like trying to pick. Remember the week of the NFL starts, half the playoff teams from the previous year don't make it the following year, and that's always one of the hardest damn tasks to do. Like, all right, pick your half. Which one of these squads ain't gonna make it? That is damn difficult to do. Find your top 10 team. I picked one. I'm not confident in it, but I found one. I'm going Gig'em, Texas A&M. Why? Because I had to pick somebody. That's all I got. That's the only reason I got.
Well, the back half of their schedule is pretty loaded. So whether, because I'm looking at their schedule now. Yes, but A&M has at LSU, at Missouri, at Oklahoma. They play Texas. It's pretty loaded. I'm with you.
You got to pick somebody.
Was there any? Yeah. Well, I don't know. What about this Ole Miss team? Their schedule. They're good. Their quarterback's good.
I think they're loaded. They have a star at running back in Kejuan Lacey. They got a star wide receiver. The O line is for the most part intact. They reloaded with Portal Pete. And Pete Golden, their head coach, on the defensive side of the ball, who's a mad scientist as a defensive coordinator. Right. They just got to get past Louisville week 1 because you can't be peeking ahead to September 19th.
Yeah.
So I disagree on Ole Miss. They got the quarterback, running back, wide out, good O-line, good defensive front. I like the Rebs.
Yeah. At Texas, at Oklahoma this year, but Georgia
goes to their place.
Yeah. It'll be. Yeah. Listen, I think maybe the better question we could attack this maybe next week is there a team outside the top 7 that can win it all? Is that the team? Because we just named 2 teams that we think could go either way. But we had Brady Quinn on yesterday, and he looked at the top 7, and he was like, "That's it. Those are the teams that could win it all." But I'll tell you what, in a 12-team race, you have a couple losses, and you got nothing to burn.
I got one for you.
Who?
I got one that's outside the top 10 that I think makes a run in the college football playoff. And I feel like, did you guys ever watch Game of Thrones?
Of course.
Matty basically wrote it.
I literally had a Game of Thrones crown delivered to the studio today. Not even kidding.
Absolutely damn love that. All right, well, you know who I am when it comes to Kalen DeBoer at Alabama? I'm John Damn Snow in the Battle of the Bastards, right? I'm standing there by myself with a big-ass sword going, I'm still here. Bring it on, Maroons. Bring it on, man. And I'm just waiting for the people to join the bandwagon and come in behind me because I'm dying on this damn hill. It's going to be me and a big-ass sword defending Kalen DeBoer. I got to know him when I was embedded with his squad with the Washington Huskies when they went to the title game and lost to that team up north. He's won wherever he's been, and I know everyone's now they have a healthy running back. They have a healthy O-line. Keelan Russell is going to be a star at quarterback for those dudes. I'm telling you, Bama is going to surprise some people. Don't be surprised when you see them in the college football, at least quarterfinals, maybe semifinals.
All right, 22-1 right now to start the year. We got to fly, my friend. Great stuff as always. Talk to you soon.
My wife built me a desk yesterday while I sat on the couch. I didn't even get to that.
You got a winner, Fitzy. Yeah. Pick the winner. Pick the winner, man.
See you, boy.
You ran that card to the podium for number one. We'll come back to tell the truth. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Common Man here. Right now, buy 4 windows, get 4 free in 48 months with 0% interest, same as cash. Restrictions apply. Call 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
The magic of Harry Potter is now at Tim's. Choose your Hogwarts house donut, summon the refreshing flavour of sparkling Patronus, or seek out the delicious golden snitch Timbit. Try them all at Tim's.
At participating U.S. restaurants while supplies last.
Common Man here for Germain Hyundai, where right now $99 a month gets you your choice of a 2026 Hyundai Elantra or a 2026 Hyundai Kona. A brand new Hyundai for just $99 a month. And only at Germain, get free gas for 3 months. And with Germain's $1,000 price promise, no one will sell you a Hyundai for less. Find your $99 Hyundai today at GermainHyundai.com. With approved credit, Elantra $44.95 down, Kona $39.95 down, plus tax, title, first month's payment, 7,500 miles per year, ends 8/31.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman, and for the longest time, I figured the less I did, the less I'd hurt. Well, I figured wrong. Something always happens, and when it does, I've always gone to Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. They rank #1 in Ohio and top 5 in the nation for orthopedics. So whether you're struggling with ongoing pain or facing a sudden orthopedic injury, you can always schedule an appointment directly with their physicians. No referral required. Start with the specialists. Start at orthopedic1.com.
Bring bold flavor to every cookout with Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. And they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in 1 day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer & Cross. This is a premier product with premier results.
and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer and Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, C-O-M-E-R cross.com.
Common Man and Timmy.
Stuck out. You couldn't close the lid
of the slot
on the Nintendo. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It was
because
a dangly slot.
Too girthy for the slot.
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by KD HVAC, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
All right, so it's been a rough couple of days for a friend of the program, Mary Kay Cabot. So she had the news report that was hyping up some Browns fans. All right, Zadarius Smith is coming to town. And
I don't think she wrote that.
I think that
she said he was expected to sign. So I'm just saying
Browns fans were expecting him to be here based on her reporting.
Whatever.
That part's true.
Yeah. She went with a source, or maybe the Browns were trying to get it out there. Some good cosmic energy in the air. Or maybe they were fully expected he was, and then Atlanta got desperate when a guy gets suspended and a guy goes down, and now Atlanta has to overpay for him.
I think that's
things
exactly
happen.
what happened. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I don't think Mary Kay Cabot would just roll with that willy-nilly without feeling solid about who she got it from and then rolling with it publicly. So I think Kevin Stefanski, his staff, swooped in, said, we got a ton of snaps available for you down here, and a nice little paycheck too. Absolutely. And so I think it's as simple as that. Maybe I'm being naive, but I think that's the play.
No, that probably is what happened, but it still sucks for her that she kind of
that's right.
I don't know if I want to say misled Browns fans, but Browns fans feel misled. But anyway, that is entirely secondary to then what she did today, where she posted a video where she was live at Todd Monken's press conference, and she's tweeting out videos of the stuff that Todd Monken says because she's, taking ownership of her own content, except she didn't have her camera on the video setting. She had it on a different setting.
He's doing fine.
The chopped and screwed version.
She had her phone slow-mo.
Yeah.
And
this was live, or she just tweeted it out like
No,
that?
she posted this video that you are listening to right now.
Well, at least there is sound. I've heard some interviews where there's no sound. Oh, what is that?
A lion roaring right there.
What was that at the end?
Feeding time at the zoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you said.
So is that Todd Monken saying that Shedeur Sanders is still the backup? What was he saying?
I can't translate. I don't know.
Oh, man.
But she had a video and posted it. And, I mean, look, man, who of us in that situation would record a video and then, go back and watch it if we think we got something good? Maybe she, trimmed the in cue and the out cue and just accidentally clicked something.
That's
and then
right.
She's posting a slow-mo video that no one can listen to.
It's the pressure to get it out. And
it's fast-paced, man.
It's fast-paced. So Monken said, I was trying to get the translation for you if I could find the quote. I don't know if he tipped his hand about Deshaun Watson being QB1 or not, but that's what everyone's kind of saying. He said that with the Bills and Browns due to engage in a joint practice this week, the mutual plan is to get the starters work in a more controlled environment and to not play them during Saturday's game. So is Sanders due to start this weekend? Does that mean he's not the starter? He basically said that the plan this week in the joint practice is to get the starters work in a more controlled environment and not to play them Saturday. Well, do the math. Shedeur is starting Saturday. So does that mean he's not your starter?
Yeah, it's all this. This is why being in the middle of quarterback races for years is so frustrating as a fan base. It just has to be. None of this can be just clean and easy.
I'll tell you how to get it real clean.
Yeah.
Play her audio again. That'll figure it all out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mary Kay, you just got to stop the bleeding right now. We just got to stop the bleeding, okay? Call a timeout.
I mean,
he's doing fine.
Oh, this was about it's about Taylon Green.
Charles going to be in the back of
Charlie Brown in the building? His teacher?
It is. Todd Monken is Charlie Brown's teacher.
Oh, man.
All right. That, by the way, I hope that doesn't turn into their theme song for this year on this show.
What?
Just that. Because if I say to you after the season's over, all right, let's summarize the Browns season.
He's doing fine.
Let's hope not. Where's my boy? Oh, here's my boy. Let's win 6. Come on. Haslam said take the over.
Yeah.
Like that was a massive flex.
Did,
when your over-under is 5.5, don't flex with we're going to be over. If it's 9.5, maybe. Not 5.5.
So Moncton was actually talking about Taylon Green in that clip. Who's Taylon Green throwing to?
They call him at the BBC.
Yeah, that was.
That's his new nickname?
That was interesting, Tyvis. Hey, that was interesting.
But he was rolling. Forget it, he's rolling.
And let's do a quick one here. Do you play any daily games on your phone?
Yes. Oh. I'm now I changed from Texas Hold'em. I'm heavy on the blackjack now.
Yeah, I don't play games on my phone. Not for me.
Not even the Geo Sports?
No, none of that. I used to do
Not
bowling.
the Immaculate Grid?
Yeah, none of that, man.
I do both of those.
Okay.
All the youngins are doing the Immaculate Grid because I'll get a text from the youngins at the Turtle. Hey, do you know who was the leading receiver in the 2001 AFC? So I'm like, put in Mushin Muhammad. He's probably the answer. Oh, thank you.
There it is. We got to go. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Dave Biddle in the house with Common Man Don't Move. They'll take you to 6 o'clock.
Outstanding to have you guys along. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable.